Ahead on Wake Up, while you were sleeping, we've been tracking rain moving across our state. We're timing out any severe thunderstorm risk in our area and possibly for tornadoes in some parts. Our crews are out and about, then you know what you can expect in your neighborhood. And residents evacuated from a northwest Atlanta apartment after a fire rips through. We're giving you a live update from the scene just ahead. Plus, we're remembering some of the victims killed in this week's attacks on 3 metro area spas. The condition of the sole survivor who remains in the hospital just ahead. Good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. I have Melissa Nord here with me as well. We've been tracking those storms in our forecast area. Good news for us this morning is that the storms began to die out as they begun to move in, but we're still watching for the potential for some more severe weather to push into the forecast area. Our threat is significantly lower than what we were telling you about yesterday, so you have to know that. But let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. We start you off, of course, with the radar and show you that we still have a few thunderstorms pushing into the forecast area, mainly up to the northwest is where you're finding that. We had a nice area of thunderstorms push through. Now that's over toward the east and dying out. The front itself is still back off to the west of us, so as that moves through, there's still the threat that we could see some strong thunderstorms, so we'll keep you updated on that. Some gusty winds could be associated with it as well. There is a flood threat. You can see back off to the west of us here over toward Alabama, especially down here to the south and west. There are some thunderstorms there that will be making their way up toward the northeast, and then because of that training that's taking place, there is a flood watch that remains in effect. Flash flood watch you can see down for the Rome area over toward Calhoun. Canton is involved in that as well. An additional 1 to 3 inches possible. Some localized heavier amounts is possible as well. And you can see where we have these darker lines here of the green. That's where we already have some flood warnings in some of our area creeks and streams there. And then back off to the south and west of us, you see where we still have some thunderstorms that will be making their way up toward the northeast as well. Could be moving through our area. The tornado watch has been trailed back a lot, or trimmed back a lot. We only have 1 county left. You can see Upson County over toward Thomaston still in the tornado watch area up until 7 a.m. And so we'll continue to watch that. But this storm has already done a lot of damage, especially to our neighbors off to the south and or over toward the west of us, over toward Alabama and Mississippi. Here to talk a little bit more about that is Melissa. Good morning to you.
Yeah, and that's where we are always expecting, Chesley, the strongest, most violent storms to move through, where we had that rare high-risk area. But I've actually put on here the radar and the storm report, so you can see there's not much going on in our area right now, but look just back to the west. In Alabama and Mississippi combined, over 20 reports of tornadoes. They're going to be out there in Alabama alone, over a dozen reports. The National Weather Service says, you know, this is going to take days to kind of comb through all of the damage. But why did we not see the same amount of tornado kind of setup here in North Georgia as they did back to the west? What really has to do with the cool air that was in place. We had a stable wedge of cool air. We're going to be talking a lot more about that, Chesley, in a bit.
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa. So we still have to be aware of what's taking place over us. Again, that front is still back off to the west of us. We'll continue to push through. You can see even some thunderstorms starting to fire up here over toward parts of Alabama that will continue to push in our direction. So we'll watch that. But again, the threat is significantly dropped for us. Here it is, the Storm Prediction Center's output, and you can see where we have just the general threat for thunderstorms all the way up to the metro area. Once you get just to the east, say over places like Gwinnett County into Rockdale County, we're looking at a level 1 out of a possible 5, and then a level 2 once you make your way over toward Athens. But yesterday, this time, we had that moderate risk that was still over toward the east. So we think as that continues to push through, we'll watch as the storms continue to diminish. We'll continue to push to the east. We'll get a brief break even from the clouds. I think we'll get a little bit of sunshine in here around the noon hour, but after that, more clouds will begin to move back in. Certainly, it will be cooler for the next couple of days behind this front. We'll have the clouds, mostly cloudy skies, as we head into the day Friday, but dry. There's a small chance that we could see a sprinkle or two. For the most part, we're just looking at the cloudy skies around the area, and then we'll clear it out. For the first weekend of spring, we're looking at 57 degrees for the high temperature on Saturday. That will be the first day of spring. Looking at 61 on Sunday, and then by Monday, 67 degrees. So we'll gradually warm it up as we head into next week. Let's get a check on the roads out there. Mr. Crash Clark, how's it looking?
Oh, my friend. Well, we know the rains are obviously going to have an impact on the roads, and when the choppers don't fly, that's when we dispatch the Thunder Truck. And there it is, a live look. And well, you can see not only from the wet roads, the shine coming up, but of course the windshield wiper working a little OT this morning. So we'll keep that thunder truck out and about. Right now, pretty quiet on the roadways. In fact, oddly enough, we get to my maps. What are we dealing with? A car fire. Yeah, we found a car fire on 75 northbound just before Northside Drive. At one point, they had all lanes completely shut down. This thing was fully engulfed. Crews got out there. They doused the fire. Some good news. So if you're leaving Midtown on 75 or 85, you're in pretty good shape. Again, though, as we saw with the thunder truck, those roads will be wet, probably saturated at times. I know GDOT did a great job clearing some of those drains to keep that flooding at a minimum, but we'll certainly be keeping an eye on the roads all morning. Chesley, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Crash. Really appreciate that. Okay, so we have crews all over the place. We've been watching this weather for the potential severe weather to move into our forecast area. Let's start you off this morning with Mara Seriani, who is down in Clayton County. Mara, how's it looking on the south side of town?
Hey Chesley, I'm actually standing in downtown Jonesboro right now. Things are looking really good. I'm standing under a canopy. That's the only reason you don't see me holding an umbrella. Rain is coming down. That guy was going pretty fast. The roads are definitely wet. We didn't have too many issues getting here, and I just got off the phone actually with Clayton County Dispatch. I asked if they've had any issues of reports of flooding or major accidents as a result of the weather, and they say no. Things are relatively quiet out there right now. That's the good news. More good news, Clayton County is one of the last districts in the metro to go back to school, so there won't be any buses on the roads this morning. Those guys are all still virtual. But of course, take it slow out there. It is raining. It's light right now, but that doesn't mean that things won't be picking up here throughout our show. So I'll be monitoring things down here in Clayton County. Of course, if you see any reports of issues, tweet us, text us, let us know what's going on so we can let everyone know.
All right, thanks a lot, Mara. Stay safe down there as well. All right, we're going to continue our team coverage this morning with Jerry Carnes, who is in Cobb County. Jerry, how's it looking in Cobb right now?
Chesley, dry as of right now. Not a drop of rain falling. As we were driving up here from the city of Atlanta, we did go through some light to moderate rain on I-75, but as of right now, that rain has moved through, and we are in a period of dry weather. Cobb County Schools, because of the threat of severe weather, has gone to remote learning today. They were concerned, and they expressed this on their Twitter account, about children possibly walking to school or riding in the bus or driving in severe weather, and so they have gone to all remote learning today. Up in Cherokee County, just north of here, same thing. They are not going to have in-person learning today because of the threat of severe weather, and we are continuing to watch this situation, as just because we're dry now doesn't mean that more storms aren't moving in this direction, and that's what we are expecting. So Chesley, we'll be monitoring this and let you know if we get into a downpour like Mara is seeing down south of here. All
right, thanks a lot, Jerry. Really appreciate that. Yeah, probably some rain coming back your way so far this morning. All right, the 11Alive storm trackers are here to keep you and your family is safe and weather aware. We want you to be prepared, folks. So be sure to download our 11Alive app to get the latest weather alerts sent straight to your phone. You can do that. Just download the app and get it straight to your phone. All right, we are following some breaking news this morning as well out of Northwest Atlanta, where this morning crews are on the scene battling an apartment fire down there. Joe Ripley is on the scene right now. Joe, good morning to you, and what can you tell us about that fire?
Hey, good morning, Chesley, and that fight continues. As you see behind me, we're on Harwell Road, just off MLK Drive, at the Darren Village Apartments, where this fire broke out earlier today. Let me step back so you can see firefighters still on the scene here, along with Atlanta police monitoring and controlling the traffic flow here around the area. We can tell you that we still see some flames as we speak. Let's show you this video from earlier this morning when this fire broke out. You can see fire consuming the roof here of the apartments. I was just speaking with a woman earlier who was trying to find her mother, who lives here at these apartments. I don't see her anymore, so I guess she eventually found her, but we have not heard any reported injuries so far. We are still working to learn the full extent of this fire and how it affected folks here on scene. Of course, we will bring you updates as we learn them throughout the morning. Chesley.
Thanks a lot, Joe. Appreciate that report. All right, let's take a look at our weather hotspots for today, and really it's the southeast that we're more concerned about this morning. Of course, you can see this large system, see that area of low pressure back off there to the west, the counterclockwise spin, bringing that wet weather up towards St. Louis, up toward D.C. as well. It's the east that will experience the severe weather later on this afternoon. Once they get into daytime heating, that front still pushing over toward the east. For us, around this morning, we'll keep the rain around this morning. I think by the afternoon we'll gradually begin to clear it out. We'll see a little bit of sunshine before more clouds move back in, wrapping around that area of low pressure. We'll see temperatures cool down as well as we head into the weekend, but we still have to be weather aware. Even though our threat is significantly lower this morning, we still have to be a little bit aware of some of the strong thunderstorms that still could move through our forecast area as long as that front is still back off to the west of us. So we'll keep you updated on that as we go. All right, just ahead on the show, remembering some of the victims killed in this week's horrific attacks on 3 metro area spas. What we're learning about the man accused of gunning down 8 victims. Stay with us.
That's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
Welcome back. Today's court hearing for the man accused of killing 8 people and injuring another in Tuesday's shooting rampage across the metro area has been canceled. Robert Aaron Long, right there, was captured in Crisp County, Georgia, Tuesday night and extradited back to Cherokee County on yesterday morning. Now, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says he's been charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 count aggravated assault. The Atlanta Police Department has also charged Long with 4 counts of murder. And the grief from Tuesday's attack is being felt all over the nation as people come together in support of the Asian American community. The Cherokee Sheriff's Office released the names and ages of the 5 victims shot at Young's Asian Massage. Among those killed, Delana Yan. Her cousin says Delana and her husband were on a date at the spa Tuesday when she was killed. One friend describes her as having a light around her that just drew you in. Another victim, Elcias Hernandez, is in intensive care fighting for his life. Atlanta police have not released the names of 4 other victims shot at 2 spas in Midtown. And happening today, state legislatures from the Asian American and Pacific Islander community will hold a press conference in response to the deadly spa shootings. Local organizations that support the AAPI will join them. The event starts at 9 a.m. at the South Wing steps of the state capitol. And now to the latest on the vaccination efforts right here in our state. Governor Brian Kemp will visit the mass vaccination site in Chatham County. It's one of 5 new state-run sites in the state that opened this week. Now that brings the total number to 9. The governor's office says the added sites will nearly double the number of first dose vaccine shots available each week. FEMA will soon start operating a vaccination center out of Mercedes-Benz Stadium as well, Chesley.
All right, thanks a lot, Francesca. Even though the storm threat has been reduced in our area, we're still tracking some thunderstorms. Some of those could be on the strong to severe side. We'll continue to update you as we go along this morning here at 11alive.com. We're back right after this.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one.
Welcome back to the show. I know a lot of you are waking up this morning saying, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Where's this weather? All right, so we have the rain out over us right now, and some of you probably have already been awakened by some of the thunderstorms that we had move through the area. You can see where we had some heavy thunderstorms over toward our west, over toward Floyd County, moved into Cherokee County, Cobb County as well. That's all pushed over toward the east. There are a few more showers back off to the west of us that we're continuing to watch as well. You can see the thunderstorms already starting to pick up a little bit here over toward Gadsden. That's in Alabama, but we're really concerned about those making their way further up here to the north and west of the city, where we've already had some very heavy rain. We continue to watch a flash flood watch for this particular area. An additional 1 to maybe 3 inches in some spots could accumulate there, and so maybe some higher spots as well. This will last until 8 a.m. Friday. So again, a flash flood watch for our northwestern counties includes Calhoun, Jasper, Canton, over toward Rome and down toward Cedartown. So we'll watch that. Now notice what's taking place back off to the south and west of us as more thunderstorms are starting to pop up. Some of those weakening just a little bit as they move into our state, but that could cause some damage as well with some gusty winds. So we're watching that as well. Now we only have one county left in the tornado watch. The watch will last until 7 a.m. That is Upson County. You can see over there Thomaston included in that. The rest of our area has been trimmed out of that, which is good news for us. Now winds will still be an issue as we head through the day. We're looking at a wind advisory lasting until about 8 p.m. tonight. You're looking at sustained winds up to about 20 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour. Gusts could be a little bit higher than that. So with some of those trees maybe already weakened by some of those thunderstorms rolling through, with these winds, that could just be all it needs to just go ahead and topple over. And I mean, we've already seen some damage from this system already, especially back off to the west. Here to tell us a little bit more about and show us some of the damage that took place back off to the west is meteorologist Melissa Nord.
And Chesley, when you look at some of these photos and videos, it really just, it pops in your mind. You think, wow, it could have been a lot worse here. So let's show you some of that damage video, starting off in Mississippi, where they had several tornadoes reported. Just boards and debris left of this farm after tornado touchdown. It's just part of the extensive damage. Look at this. I mean, this is structural damage. That's significant. That's from a tornado that is not just a weak EF0, EF1. The swath of twisted metal just almost like tinfoil wrapped around that barn silo there, and debris scattered. No word from that particular town of any injuries. And also in Alabama, where there were over a dozen tornadoes reported there, they're picking up the pieces this morning of the damage left behind after an outbreak of tornadoes happened yesterday, with damaging winds, also very large hail. And this is in Dallas County, the video that you're looking at right now. Dozens of trees were just sheared off completely. I mean, there were trees just uprooted at the ground. You see right there, the root structure just pulled up from the ground. The National Weather Service has already said that, you know, they've already got confirmed tornadoes clearly from this damage, and they're going to be surveying that damage to determine the strength of these tornadoes over the next couple of days. So we compare that to what we've seen here so far, and you see a stark contrast, right? You see all the tornado reports, all the damaging wind reports there versus us in North Georgia, where we haven't had any damage reports thus far. And why are we seeing this huge difference? Well, it has to do with the wedge of cool air. We talk about this all the time in the winter, the springtime, the fall time, basically northeasterly winds, which keeps our atmosphere stable. Thunderstorms need warm, moist, unstable air for them to fire up. And we saw a huge difference here in our temperature, showing that cold wedge of air where it's stable air versus even in Birmingham, where they made it a lot warmer yesterday afternoon. Chesley?
All right, thanks a lot, Melissa. Appreciate that explanation. Now, we'll continue to watch for storms pushing to our area as we go along this morning, as that cold front continues to push over toward the east. As long as that's over toward the west of us, we have that threat. Back behind it, the winds will begin to pick up. We told you about the wind advisory that remains in effect, but our severe weather threat has been reduced. Now, the severe weather threat has been pushed a little bit further over toward the east. This light green that you see, according to our legend up here, is a 0 out of possible 5. Just means a general threat for thunderstorms. It starts to get a little bit more enhanced as we go further over toward the east. You can see over toward Augusta where we have that enhanced risk. So that's shifting a little bit further to our east. Here's how it all times out. Our forecast track model, you can follow along with the time right there at the top of the screen, shows the last push of the rain and thunderstorms pushing through our area by 6, 7 o'clock this morning. By at least 8, 9, a lot of this will be over toward our east. Notice how there's a little bit of drying taking place over toward the west. I think our clouds will clear out briefly, where we'll get a little bit of sunshine by the noon hour, but that will be short-lived as more clouds will start to rotate in around that area of low pressure that's heading up toward the northeast. We're going to wind up with mostly cloudy skies as we head through the evening and into tomorrow as well. Friday morning when you wake up, we'll have mostly cloudy skies. Very small chance that we could see an isolated shower or two coming out of those clouds, but they may get rained out. But for the most part, we're just going to be mostly cloudy. Temperatures will be slightly cooler as well. You can see we'll be at 61 degrees for the high temperature on Friday. First day of spring on Saturday, and it will feel like, well, more like winter after the weather we experienced. We had temperatures in the 70s last week, 80s over the weekend. 57 degrees will be our high temperature for the first day of spring. Sunday, we rebound just a little bit. Mostly sunny skies, looking at 61 degrees for your afternoon high temperature, 9 on the wazometer, and then a 10 as we head into Monday. We'll start to gradually warm it up as we head into the work week, looking at mostly sunny skies on Monday. 67 degrees will be the afternoon high temperature. Let's get a check on the roadways out there. Mr. Crash Clark standing by. How's it looking, my friend?
Well, it's looking pretty darn wet, and we all know what that does. That's an ingredient for a real rough rush hour. Thunder truck out and about right now. Doubt we'll see any choppers in the sky, but look at that. You could tell those roads are wet in some spots. They're pretty darn saturated, and as this rain continues to roll through, we're going to see a lot more of that. Of course, that usually breeds the spin out, so we've got to keep the speed to a minimum. Of course, you can see the windshield wiper also on the move there. All right, let's get to the maps, because I always like to take Chesley's weather maps and put them over my traffic, because that way you can see the perimeter, I-20, I-75, as all of that starts to move off towards the east. You're the folks that are going to be getting some of that. The one incident we had, oddly enough, with rain out there was quite a car fire. Good news, nobody hurt. 75 northbound before Northside Drive. All your travel lanes are back open. They're just getting the rest of this car up on a wrecker and getting it out of the way. Let's give you another great shot here from the 17th Street Bridge. One of my favorite Sky Tracker looks into Midtown, your downtown connector. Again, the roads are wet. GDOT did a great job clearing those drains, so hopefully no flooding. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
And the fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11 Alive.
Quick, Open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by...
A few scattered showers left over for the most part this morning. We're expecting a few more thunderstorms to roll through our forecast area as we head through the morning. So if you're getting ready to get up, go to school or work, well, know that there will be some rain out there, some wet weather. We had a couple of thunderstorms move through the area already, so we're nice and saturated. The winds will start to pick up a little bit later on this afternoon as well. We are under a wind advisory until 8 o'clock tonight, so be advised of that. The winds may be blowing around a little bit, and so be on the lookout for any falling trees that could be happening in our area. And we'll keep you updated on all things you need to know, plus if there happens to be any power outages. We're all over it this morning. Stay with us.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
While you are sleeping, we've been tracking the rain moving across our state. We're timing out any risk of severe weather, and our crews are spread out all over the city to let you know what's going on in your neighborhood. And residents evacuated from a Northwest Atlanta apartment after fire rips through. We're giving you a live update from the scene just ahead. Stay with us for that. Plus, remembering some of the victims killed in this week's attack on 3 metro area spas, the condition of the sole survivor who remains in the hospital. Everyone, I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. 4:29 is the current time. So glad you're waking up with us this morning. I know you want to know what is going on outside. Yeah, we've been talking about this threat for severe weather moving in our area, and we had a lot of damage just over to our west. Fortunately for us, the wedge held together and the storms weakened as they moved into our area. And so we're not talking about any damage this morning so far, at least, but we are watching for the potential for more thunderstorms to move in. Now, we had a batch move through earlier. This was around the 1 o'clock hour, went right on through, continued to push further up to the north and east and began to weaken. We still got more back off to the west of us, as you can see. This is over toward Alabama, Gadsden area, down through Springville as well. This will continue to slide up toward the north and east. It's in this area right here, our northwestern counties that are under a flash flood watch. This will last until 8 a.m. We're looking at the potential for another 1 to maybe 3 inches of rainfall. You can see where we have these dark lines here, those greens there. That's where we already have some flooding taking place, minor flooding so far on some of our area creeks and streams up there to the far northwest. But places like Jasper, into Canton, over toward Rome, Cedartown, look out for some very heavy rain in your area. If you've already seen a lot of heavy rain, there'll be more that will move through the area this morning. And then look back here off to the south and west. The south of Montgomery, you can see those thunderstorms continuing to push further off to the north. Now, a lot of that is weakening as it moves in, but we're still watching for the potential for perhaps even a tornado or 2. Now, we only have 1 county in our viewing area left over. That's Upson County. You can see out toward Thomaston. That's in this tornado watch that will last until 7 a.m. So we'll continue to watch out for that. And the winds, look for the winds to pick up as well this afternoon as, again, that front pushes through our area. We're looking at sustained winds anywhere between 20 and 25 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 35 miles per hour. So you need to secure any loose objects that you have. And watch out for those trees as well. With that heavy rain that has pushed through the area already, you know, the ground is nice and soaked, and so a little bit of wind comes by, maybe knocking over those trees, so could be on a power line or 2, so we could have power outages in the area. I haven't seen any reports so far, but plenty of reports of damage back off to the west of us. Here to tell us a little bit more about that is meteorologist Melissa Nord.
And not just, wind damage, but damage from tornadoes as well. Significant tornado damage that we're seeing back to our west. You notice here, these are all the storm reports from the last 24 hours, okay? Each little icon on here is another report of damaging winds or tornadoes. There are none over Georgia. Well, except for one little hail one down in central Georgia. But look at all the tornado reports. In fact, over 20 reported tornadoes there from Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana throughout the day on yesterday. So there's a stark contrast there where we saw strong tornadoes versus what we saw here. This is a look in Moundville, Alabama yesterday afternoon. Very large wedge tornado on the ground versus us. We were stuck in the fog. A wedge of cool air kept us stable. But Chesley, even though we were stable yesterday, we've got a couple of storms that you're still tracking for later this morning. And, there could be an isolated strong to severe storm in there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Which is why we need to be weather ready, folks. That front is still back off to the west of us, and you can see there's still a couple of thunderstorms associated with it. Not as numerous as what we saw earlier, of course, but that will continue to push a little bit further over toward the east. So we'll be watching those as they come through. At least the tornado threat has been lowered for us. Again, it's only our southernmost county under that tornado threat. It's in between the warm and the cold front that we really get that volatile weather, and that's where we are. That warm front continuing to push through. The wedge that Melissa talked about is now eroding. We still have it up in the far northeast where we have, northeast where we have temperatures in the 50s, but our temperatures starting to heat up a little bit. We're into the 60s now, and so that juicy air is starting to move over us, and with that front back off to the west, there could still be some strong to severe thunderstorms. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has pushed a lot of that threat over toward the east. You can see still a moderate risk for severe weather. That's a level 4 for the Carolinas. You still have the enhanced risk there, also a slight risk in parts of our state, our extreme eastern counties there. But you can see that light green for much of the area where we've already had the rain, including Atlanta. And we're looking at just a general threat for thunderstorms so far this morning, but some of those even could pack some gusty winds. As far as the timing goes on this, we're looking at most of that heavy rain over to the east of us by about 9, 10 o'clock. we'll get some brief clearing in here, get a little bit of sunshine before it sets, but actually more clouds will move back in as well. So we'll wind up with mostly cloudy skies, and I think we're going to hold on to that as we head into our Friday, but we'll clear it out as we head into the weekend. So some more good news there as we head into the first weekend of spring. Let's get a check on the roadways now with Crash Clark. Hey, Crash.
Thank you. What's going on there, my friend? Yeah, the Thunder Truck's going to be out and about all morning. Obviously, you won't hear the helicopters in the sky, not when the weather's like this, but that's what we've got the Thunder Truck for. And well, you can see, good news is, looks like the windshield wiper may have stopped for now. We are expecting a few more rain showers, but of course, look off to the left there. You can see those slick streets, and that's what's really dangerous when that water mixes with that oil, no matter how little, and that's when we see the spin outs, especially when we get a little too much speed. And of course, you could tell with the light volume right now, the way the Thunder Truck is moving, I'm sure they're doing 55. That person is not. That you got to keep that speed down. Let's jump over to the maps right now. A little bit of good news as we look at the overall picture. Pretty quiet. We had that one car fire on 75 North before Northside Drive getting out of Midtown. Good news. I just watched a wrecker pull away. Everything has been cleared. And again, it's all about the speed. We got to keep an eye on the roads when we do have a little bit of rain, a little bit of water out there, because we do have a tendency to go a little bit too fast. Hey, some good news. If you got to zip through downtown, the connector north and southbound in fair shape. Even the I-20 is looking pretty nice for you. And well, we'll give you one more look there. Hey, look at that. Wait a minute. We got flashing lights on that downtown connector. That's the connector coming right around the Grady curve. Now, those cars peeling off to the right, those are southbounders. Hang on one second. We've got no cars coming northbound. That is a bad sign right there. Something is happening on the connector northbound, right near Freedom Parkway, coming around the Grady curve. Looks like we've got all lanes shut down. Chesley, I'm going to investigate this, and I'll have it for you in my next report.
All right, thanks a lot, Crash. Really appreciate that. Things looking a little bit better for us, but we're still looking for the potential for severe weather in our area. Because of that, we have crews spread out throughout the metro area, helping to keep an eye on the conditions and helping to keep your family safe. Let's start off with Mara Seriani, who's kicking off our team coverage this morning. She's in Clayton County. Mara, how's it looking just south of the city?
Hey, Chesley, since we last checked in with you, I can tell you the rain has kind of tapered off. It's kind of coming and going, but the wind has definitely picked up here in the last 30 minutes. So that's something that we are keeping an eye on. Something I mentioned also in the last hit, Clayton County schools, they're one of the last to go back. Kids are going to be virtual still. So that's the good news, because the roadways are definitely wet. I've also been checking in with 911 dispatchers. Still no reports of any major issues out there or wrecks as a result of the weather. Still no major issues of flooding. That's the good news. Things are looking good for now, but we know as it gets later in the morning and more cars hit the roadways, that's something that we are going to be keeping an eye on. Also, if you don't have our weather app, something that you'll definitely want to check out, watching the radar here in real time. Turn on your alerts. We will definitely keep you covered throughout Morning Rush.
All right, thanks a lot, Mara. Really appreciate that report. Our team coverage continues with Jerry Carnes, who's up in Cobb County this morning. Good morning to you, Jerry, and how's things looking up there in Cobb?
Good morning, Chesley. When we reported to you a half hour ago, no rain. We still have no rain falling here. Of course, the roads are wet. We are right off of Barrett Parkway, just north of Marietta. Haven't seen rain since we began our drive up here. We did go through a period of light to moderate rain as we were driving up I-75, but we've been here for about an hour now, and it has not rained during that entire period of time. Of course, we are expecting more rain to move through here coming in the next hour or hour and a half, and that's the reason why Cobb County schools have decided to go to remote learning today. On their Twitter account, they announced that they do not want to see children on the road walking or driving, riding to school on a day when we could have potentially severe weather moving through here a little bit later during the morning. Cherokee County has also gone to remote learning today. Of course, Cherokee just a little bit north of here. Wind is very, very calm here, Chesley. In fact, I would call it a cool breeze, extremely cool, as a matter of fact. Hopefully that's a good thing and can keep whatever severe weather we may or may not see here a little bit later this morning, keep it calm.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jerry. Really appreciate that report. The 11 Alive Storm Trackers are here to keep you weather aware and weather prepared as well. We want to keep you and your family safe. So be sure to download our 11 Alive app. Mara showed you how easy it is and how convenient it is to get those alerts sent right to your phone. You can check out our live radar on there as well. And so it'll keep you and your family safe. Be sure to download the app. All right. We have other stories going on. In fact, we have some breaking news that we're following this morning. Here's breaking news out of Northwest Atlanta, where crews are on the scene battling an apartment fire. Joe Ripley joins us this morning to tell us what's going on there. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, Chesley. Nervous, frantic, panic, just some of the emotions I noticed on the faces of folks coming out of the Darren Village apartments here on Harwell Road. We're off of MLK Drive, as you said, in northwest Atlanta. Let me step out so you can see emergency crews here on scene with Atlanta Fire Rescue. We've also noticed Atlanta police crews on the scene helping to navigate and control traffic. Moments ago, we still saw smoke and flames shooting out of the roof here. Let's show you some video that we took earlier this morning when this fire was really raging. In fact, you can see the flames shooting through the roof, and right now I should say that it doesn't look like a roof at all. In fact, we just see a skeleton of what this building looked like. Several people displaced, we can tell you right now, and we are still working to get in touch with fire crews here on scene to learn just exactly what the extent of the damage is, see if there are any injuries. I did see paramedics here on scene along with a stretcher, but we have yet to confirm any injuries. Of course, as we learn more, we will update you here on air and online.
All right, thanks a lot, Joe. Really appreciate that. We'll be checking back in with him throughout the morning. All right, let's take a look at our weather hotspots for today. And this system is huge and covering a lot of real estate, a lot of damage, as Melissa told us, back off to the west. And now making its way, the area of low pressure at least, making its way further off to the north and east. You can see that counterclockwise spin there over toward Minneapolis, where we have the lower area of low pressure. Trailing cold front extends down to the south. That's what we're watching for as it continues to move through. You still see the thunderstorms over eastern portions of Alabama. We'll be pushing into our state. We'll bring some heavy rain. We'll bring a couple of thunderstorms, maybe even some gusty winds associated with a few of those thunderstorms. If we happen to see any tornadoes, I think that will be mainly down to the south of us and then over toward the east as we start to get more into the daytime heating. That's where we have a greater severe weather threat for today. But our trend will be drying out as we get into the afternoon. You may want to wait until then to go out and assess any damage that may have occurred around your home, if any. And so we'll continue to keep you updated on that as well as we head through the rest of the morning. All right, just ahead on the show, we're remembering some of the victims killed in this week's horrific attacks on 3 metro area spas. What we're learning about the man accused of gunning down 8 victims.
One issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Welcome back. Today's court hearing for the man accused of killing 8 people and injuring another in Tuesday's shooting rampage across the metro area has now been canceled. Robert Aaron Long was captured in Crisp County, Georgia, Tuesday night and extradited back to Cherokee County yesterday morning. The Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says he's been charged with 4 counts of murder and 1 count of aggravated assault. The Atlanta Police Department has also charged Long with 4 counts of murder. And the grief from Tuesday's attack is being felt nationwide as people come together in support of the Asian American community. The Cherokee Sheriff's Office released the names and ages of the 5 victims that were shot at Young Asian Massage. Among those killed, Delana Yan. Her cousin says Delana and her husband were on a date at the spa on Tuesday when she was killed. She's actually a mother of 2. One friend describes her as having a light around her that just drew you in. Another victim, LCS Hernandez, is in intensive care fighting for his life. Atlanta police have not released the names of 4 other victims shot at the 2 spas in Midtown. And happening today, state legislatures from the Asian American and Pacific Islander community will hold a press conference in response to the deadly spa shootings. Local organizations that support the AAPI will join them. The event starts at 9 a.m. at the South Wing steps of the state capitol. Now to the latest on the vaccination efforts right here in Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp will visit the mass vaccination site in Chatham County. It's one of 5 new state-run sites in the state that opened just this week. Now that brings the total number to 9. The governor's office says the added sites will nearly double the number of first-dose vaccine shots available each week. FEMA will soon start operating a vaccination center out of Mercedes-Benz Stadium as well, Chesley.
All right, thanks a lot, Francesca. Appreciate those reports. We're still watching the rain and thunderstorms pushing into our forecast area. Some will pack some gusty winds, folks. We got you updated right here. Don't go anywhere. And you're looking at the delays and closings right there at the bottom of your screen. You can also check them out at 11alive.com.
To chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood.
Welcome back to the show and good morning, folks. I know you're waking up thinking, okay, where's this weather? What's happening? Do I just sit tight? Do I need to go down to my safe place? Well, not so fast, right? Things got better for us as those storms moved a little bit closer to the area. We had that wedge hold on, and so we saw those storms falling apart just a little bit as they continued to move through. Now, we had some severe thunderstorm warnings over toward the west, but as those storms pushed through, now they're over toward the east, have weakened, and now we're looking at more back off to the west, as you can see. Now, right now in our area, you can see over toward the Covington area down through McDonough and Henry County, we do have some heavy rain coming down. No lightning strikes here, but a little bit further down to the south, over toward Butts County, you can see where we have just a few lightning strikes. You can probably count those on one hand. Right along I-75 there, so a little pocket of heavy rain just coming out of Griffin. Spalding County right now, at least western Spalding County, you're dry, but more wet weather could come back to you as well. A little further down to the south toward the Columbus area, we were looking at a thunderstorm here, but that is weakening as it continues to push up toward the north and east, up toward the Thomaston area. Thomaston, by the way, still in a tornado watch. Those are our counties down to the south. That's our last county down there, but even are in and around that area under a tornado watch, which will likely be dropped as those storms continue to weaken. But we're watching them at least, and we're going to continue to update you as we go along. Now, that rain that's pushing up toward the northeast could cause more flooding problems. Where you see these little dark lines here, that's where we have flooding on some of the rivers up in this particular area. We are under a flood watch until 8 a.m. Friday in this area. So places like Calhoun, Rome, over toward Canton, and also into Jasper. Be on the lookout for flooding in your area, especially down towards Cedartown as well. Winds will pick up behind this front as well today. We're looking at winds anywhere between sustained winds, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 35 miles per hour. So we'll be watching that. And so if you need to tie down your trash cans, that kind of thing, you may need to do that. And also we'll be on the lookout for any weak trees, because with those winds, they could topple over. Speaking of damage, we saw a lot of it just off to the west of us. Here to talk a little bit more about that is meteorologist Melissa Noyd.
And it's crazy, Chesley, to look at the difference between what we've seen so far here and what they saw back to the west in Alabama and Mississippi. I mean, take a look at this damage from a tornado in part of Mississippi, where they had just trees that were torn off at the top, boards and debris left. That's all that's left at this farm area right here, where you can see sheet metal just wrapped around a silo as if it's a piece of tinfoil. And pretty impressive damage there through Mississippi. We don't know yet any word on any injuries or fatalities from this particular tornado. Also in Alabama, several tornadoes touched down yesterday. In fact, over a dozen of them were reported, and they'll be out there surveying the damage the next couple of days. This is a look in Billingsley, Alabama, in the deep south, and there were dozens of trees sheared off. Look at the house. The structure is just totally toppled over. Actual cinder blocks tossed from the side of that building as well, and trees uprooted. So several tornadoes confirmed in Alabama, and they'll be kind of surveying the damage the next couple of days to figure out just how strong they were. So a pretty stark contrast between what they saw there and what we have seen here so far and what we likely will see. And it's because of the difference in what our temperatures were doing yesterday and what our temperatures are still doing today. Okay, you've heard of the wedge, right? It's that kind of cool, nasty, drizzly, gray, chilly day that we saw yesterday, and we see very frequently in the winter. This kept us stable. It doesn't allow for upward motion, those thunderstorms to grow and become strong and severe. So we were in the wedge all day yesterday. Meanwhile, where all the tornado activity was, that was back to the west, where they had unstable air that was moving through. So Chesley, that wedge has been slowly starting to erode away. We could still see a few strong storms as our next batch moves in from Alabama.
Yeah, our winds are starting to shift more to the south, and so we're in between that that cold front and that warm front as it continues to push up to the north. And so that's where we've had that volatile weather, and so now that's moving over toward us. So we'll continue to watch it. Now, because there's the loss of the daytime heating, not as strong as what we saw off to the west, but we could see some gusty winds with a few of these thunderstorms that's going to be left over moving through. I think that will shift. It will start to begin intensifying once it gets a little bit further over toward the east. You can see that compares to the Storm Prediction Center's map here. You can see where we have that moderate risk for severe weather over the eastern Carolinas. There's a enhanced risk that extends down into far southeastern Georgia, but we are looking at that light green over the metro area. That means a general threat for thunderstorms, the marginal risk, a little sliver of that, and then of course you have the slight risk over toward Athens, and so that's where we're expecting those thunderstorms to begin to pick up this morning. By about 8, 9 o'clock, we're looking at the heaviest rain pushing over toward the east. You can see just east of Athens now. We're starting to see some of those thunderstorms begin to fire back up. Meanwhile, our westernmost counties will continue to clear out. We'll see the clouds break up a little bit. I think we'll get a little bit of sunshine in here around the noon hour, 1 o'clock, but don't get used to that. Clouds will move right back in. This will be the wraparound from that area of low pressure moving up toward the north and east. And so we'll see mostly cloudy skies for the rest of the day. And I think we're going to hold on to this as we head into the day on Friday. It will be a mix of sun and clouds, we'll call it. You may get a sprinkle or two. You see the models trying to ring out some showers. For the most part, most of us will stay on the dry side, and then we'll gradually clear that out as we head into Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, that is the first day of spring, and it will feel like fall. 57 degrees will be our forecast high temperature on Saturday. Sunday, mostly sunny skies, 61. And you can see as we head into next week, we'll gradually begin to warm it up. 67 on Monday. By Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures will be approaching the 70-degree mark under partly sunny skies. And we'll have a 20% chance for rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Let's get a check on the roads out there. Mr. Crash Clark has been monitoring things. How's it looking?
Yeah, well, we got a little scared last time, Chesley. We talked about the connector northbound being completely shut down. Well, the Thunder truck right on top of this. Look at the damage to this vehicle here. It looks like there might be a couple of cars that were involved in this wreck, heavily damaged. They blocked all lanes on the connector northbound near Freedom Parkway, and then they moved it all off to the right. Doesn't even look like there's any activity there. Maybe they'll wait till after the rush hour to get some wreckers out of there. But some good news, we didn't hear any reports of any injuries despite all that tremendous damage to those vehicles. But folks, that's what we've got to worry about, those wet roads, and that's when we see those spinouts and folks do hit those median walls. Let's get right to the maps and we'll show you exactly where this was on the connector northbound, just coming around that Grady curve there near Freedom Parkway. And as we just saw a live shot from the Thunder truck, it's all cleared off to the right and we're not seeing any delays. In fact, look at your downtown ride. It's kind of a mirror image no matter what direction you're heading, north or south through the city. We're talking about 8 minutes. I like those average speeds. Keep it in the mid to low 60s for now. I know some of you are allowed to do 70 when you get further out, but there's another good shot showing that downtown drive. Pretty quiet. Probably not going to stay that way because those roads are still a little wet, but we'll have the Thunder truck out all morning long for you. Don't go away, folks. We'll be right back.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
All right, as you're waking up this morning, know that we still have some wet weather out there to deal with. We already had some very heavy rain push through the area, a couple thunderstorms, and now more back off to the west that will continue to push through. Look for ponding on the roadways out there as you're driving, folks. Stay safe. We got you covered right here. And, of course, at 11alive.com, you see the closings and or delays right there at the bottom of your screen. We got those there. And also on our website, 11alive.com, you'll find the very latest there. Wind advisory along the area today as we begin to dry this out. Of course, the winds will pick up 20 to 25 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 35 miles per hour. So be advised. We got much more for you coming up on Morning Rush right after the break. Don't go anywhere. We got you covered. Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Live from Atlanta, Morning Rush starts now. We are staying on top of severe weather making its way across the metro area this morning. A tornado watch in effect for one county in South Georgia. This is the same system that brought strong storms to Alabama. Reported tornado ripping off a roof in Tuscaloosa. Here we've been seeing a lot of rain. This is video from Floyd County overnight. The rain just pummeling the windshield of our photojournalist there. You can see the windshield wipers getting a workout. Good Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell.
I'm Francesca Amaker.
I'm Crash Clark.
And I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. Of course, we have crews spread out all throughout the metro area in your neighborhood, letting you know if there's any damage in the area, of course. But we're going to start you off, of course, with the forecast. You can see our team is ready right there. Melissa Nord is here with me in the studio. She's been tracking those storms through the overnight. I came in a little bit later on after the storms pushed through. The good news is that those storms weakened a lot as they made their way over toward us, caused a lot of damage back off to the west. Good news for us. Melissa's going to explain that in just a few. But I want to tell you what's going on right now. As you can see, we do have more thunderstorms back off to the west that's going to continue to push further off here to the north and west. And it's up here that we're concerned about a little flooding taking place. Notice here, we still have some very heavy rain over toward Monroe, down toward Covington. This is right along I-20 here. Starts to get a little bit less once we get over toward DeKalb County here, that rain ending in your area, but more could come back to you. Again, the training, because of those storms back off to the west, up here to the north and west, creating a flood watch. We're going to have a flood watch in effect through Friday morning until 8 a.m. We're talking about places like Calhoun, Jasper, Canton, over toward Rome, and down toward Cedartown there in Polk County. An additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall is possible in this area, so be on the lookout for that. Now, back down to the south and west of us, we're still looking at, well, there is a tornado warning in just south of Montgomery in Alabama. This is all making its way further off to the north as well. Some of that will weaken, but we are still watching for some of our southernmost counties still under that tornado watch. In fact, we have one county here. This is Upson County. This will last until 7 a.m. So we're going to see if there's any thunderstorms that happen to move into that particular area. Here to tell us a little bit more is meteorologist Melissa Nord.
And even though we only have one tornado warning on the map right now, it doesn't mean that we haven't seen a lot more over the last 24 hours. In fact, I want to kind of zoom things out and show you the perspective of how many reported tornadoes, significant damaging winds, and hail that we saw across the southeast yesterday. Look at this map. I mean, we're right here in Atlanta. The wedge of cool air. You know how chilly it was yesterday, the 50s? That's why we didn't see as big of a severe weather threat. But meanwhile, back to our west, a very charged system brought over 20 reported tornadoes to parts of Mississippi and Alabama. So Chesley, we've got a couple strong storms that we're tracking just west of us in Alabama, and we won't see the same extremity of the threats here, but we could still see a couple of those turn strong or even severe.
Well, good news for us as we're waking up this morning, but things we still have to watch out for. So there's a flooding up toward the northwest, but there's also the winds back behind this system. Those winds picking up anywhere between 20-25 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 35 miles per hour, so continue to watch that, and that will last through the day. In fact, this flood wind advisory will last until about 8 p.m. this evening. Let's get a check on the roadways out there right now. Mr. Crash Clark, how's it looking?
Well, we can take a really good look at this wreck from the Thunder truck. Look at what is left of this two-car pileup. Now, we saw this earlier on the connector northbound, just coming around the Grady curve. They had all lanes temporarily blocked. I thought we were going to have a red alert, but the good news is they moved everything off to the right, and apparently they said, hey, we're just going to handle this when the rush hour is over. So let's run to the maps, and I'll show you exactly where we're talking about. It's on the connector northbound right near Freedom Parkway as you roll around that Grady curve. But obviously, with everything sitting off to the side and no flashing lights, well, that downtown connector is in pretty good shape. As a matter of fact, 8 minutes in either direction, whether you're heading north and south, and I'll give you one more good look of that Grady curve. But be warned, folks, those roads are wet. Sheba?
We're following breaking news out of northwest Atlanta. Firefighters battling an apartment fire overnight. The flames lighting up the night sky. This is a massive fire here. Look at those flames. Joe Ripley joining us live right now. Joe, what's going on?
Yeah, just in the last few moments, we were speaking to folks who were displaced, unfortunately, from the apartment this morning. Just spoke with one woman who said her son alerted her to a beeping noise. She then panicked after seeing smoke and fire, but was able to make it out of the home, if only with the clothes on her back. So she's very grateful to have her life intact this morning. As for others, we've heard of a couple of people taken to the hospital out of precaution. The building itself, let's show you some video of that fire that broke out around 3 a.m. According to Atlanta fire officials. We can tell you that there is extensive damage, that it started in the upper floors of the apartment that do have more of the damage here at the Darren Village Apartments on Harwell Road. Just to give you a sense, we're off MLK Drive, just off 285. You can just see how massive, again, those flames are, how bright they lit up the night sky there. And again, Red Cross on scene to assist those folks, about 10 to 15 who are without a home this morning. If we have it, I want to show you what exactly the assistant fire chief on scene told me about just how rough this battle was today.
First unit arrived on scene to find heavy smoke coming out of the eaves of the entire apartment complex with reports of people still inside. They stretched some initial lines, located some trapped people on the first floor, removed those people, and it'd be 2 people in particular. Got the lines established, began to do fire operation.
Again, they are pretty much calling us a total loss. Fire officials are of the Darren Village Apartments here. They expect to remain here on site, put out some hot spots until at least 8 o'clock this morning.
All right, Joe, it's good that the firefighters got there just in time to rescue those 2 people on the bottom floor there. All right, we want to turn back to the severe weather threat impacting parts of the metro. You see Mara Sirianni out there. She's live south of the city in Clayton County. Mara, last time we checked in with you, things were looking pretty quiet. How about now?
Hey Sheba, things are still pretty quiet. I saw a post actually though by County Fire and EMS. Again, this is Clayton County, and they say they are warning folks of potential localized flooding. That's something that we're going to be watching out for. But really the first round of storms kind of saturated the ground, so that's something that they also say that you want to be on the lookout for. But as you can see behind me in this live shot, it's not raining right now. The roads are wet though. It rained again earlier in the morning, so on my way here it was raining, but nothing too crazy out there. I've been checking in with 911 dispatchers. They say the good news, no reports of any accidents as a result of weather. Again, as you can see right now, it's not raining. It is pretty windy though at times. Gusts of wind are coming through, but of course this is something that we are going to continue to monitor. Clayton County schools still virtual. That's also good news. Buses won't be on the roads this morning if this rain does in fact pick up here in the next couple of hours.
All All right, Mara, thank you. We'll check back with you in a little later on. We want to turn to Liza Lucas now. She's live in the newsroom. And Liza, people on social media sharing their pictures of the storm. So clearly quiet where Mara is, but some of the most staggering pictures coming out from our neighbors to the west, Alabama and Mississippi. Melissa telling us parts of those states, more than 20 possible tornadoes.
That's right. We're seeing the evidence of that being shared across social media this morning, Sheba. This is the Chilton County area in Alabama. It just looks like a pile of debris. Closer looks like a bunch of metal just squished together, uprooted trees. A lot of this coming into our social media feeds this morning. And then heavy rain too, just the videos of that also pouring in. A lot of downed trees in these pictures, really showing the damage that this particular area of the country, as you mentioned, Alabama and Mississippi, faced throughout the course of yesterday. What was a long day for them, and I've seen several thousand people are still without power in those areas this morning. You can see more uprooted trees and just crushed homes. Also want to bring your attention to this picture right here. It's a little hard to see, but this is a farm, a silo in the background, completely crushed in the Wayne County area where the National Weather Service was really tracking a tornado. Now, good news here from our storm trackers. Continue to weigh in. Let us know what you're seeing in their area this morning. A lot of you just seeing thunder and lightning at this point, rain. You can also text us if it's safe to do so. Keep us posted. Send a picture. Include your name, 404-885-7600. Sheba.
All right, Liza, thank you. And the 11Alive storm trackers are here to prepare you, not scare you. So be sure to download our 11Alive app to get severe weather alerts sent straight to your phone. Chesley, send it on back over to you.
All right, we are looking at the potential for more thunderstorms to push through our area. You see that cold front back off to the west of us, and you see that line right along that front, still back off to the west over toward parts of Alabama. That will continue to push through, so more thunderstorms could be on the way, folks. We'll keep you updated right here.
All right, one thing about your traffic, we saw the spin out wreck on the connector northbound right near Freedom Parkway. That's all off to the right. Thunder truck on the move, now taking a ride up I-85, just leaving Midtown. Pretty clear out there, but the driver of the Thunder truck told me folks are going way too fast. Gotta slow it down.
It is 5:09 right now on a Thursday morning. Ahead here on Morning Rush, court hearing canceled for the man suspected of killing 8 people in a shooting rampage at 3 Metro Atlanta spas. Investigators revealing new details about the crime, and we're learning more about the victims of this devastating attack.
Plus, why an official with the Cherokee County Sheriff's Department is now facing major backlash over his comments about the shooting.
And later, some good news for procrastinators about your taxes.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, Open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the first of the century.
Welcome back to the show. I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. We're still tracking some storms, especially the ones that are back off to the west of us, heading up toward the northeast. So Rome, even though you don't have the rain right now, it's coming your way. It'll start off on the light side, but you could get in on some of these thunderstorms taking place over here toward the west. Look pretty strong too over toward Anniston. This is in Alabama, so heading up toward the north and east will probably clip your area probably within the next, I'd say, 30 to 40 minutes could be moving up your way. Some gusty winds associated with those as well. This is what we're going to see for the rest of the morning, folks. Some scattered thunderstorms around should push east of us by about 9 o'clock this morning. We'll get some gradual clearing, and then more clouds will move back in. Looking at Cobb County this morning, that's where we find our own Jerry Carnes out live this morning. How's it looking out there, Jerry?
Chesley, no rain falling right now. We've been reporting that to you for about the last hour or so. We did see some light to moderate rain as we were driving up here around 3:30 this morning, but we haven't seen any rain since then. Of course, keep in mind now the streets are all wet here. We are just off of Barrett Parkway up in the northern part of Cobb County. So keep that in mind if you're heading out this morning, and also keep in mind that there's more rain heading this way. And that is why Cobb County schools have decided to go to remote learning this morning. They expressed on their Twitter account that they don't want to see any children either walking to school or even riding to school when there's a chance of severe weather during the time period when they would be going to school. So no in-person classes in Cobb County. That will be remote. Same situation up in Cherokee County. They've decided not to have in-person classes just out of an abundance of caution. Very cool, light breeze blowing right now, but that could change in the next little bit here as that next round comes our way, Chesley.
Absolutely. I think those winds will pick up on you, Jerry. Make sure you download our 11Alive app. You can get all the latest updates and alerts. Also, check out our live radar right there. And also at the bottom of your screen, Jerry mentioned that the schools that will be doing virtual learning today, there are also some places that are on delay. So you can check it out right there, and also at our website, 11alive.com.
Chesley, thank you. It is 5:14. A court hearing canceled for the man accused of killing 8 people at 3 Metro Atlanta spas. 6 of the victims are Asian women, a fact that's igniting fear and grief in the Asian American Pacific Islander community. 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long was expected to appear virtually before a Cherokee County judge this morning, but that hearing has been called off. No reason given and no word yet on when it will be rescheduled. Investigators revealing new details just yesterday about what led up to the attacks. They say Long's rampage on Tuesday extended nearly 30 miles from Cherokee County to Midtown Atlanta, and he may have kept going. They say he was headed to Florida to commit similar crimes before he was arrested in South Georgia. According to investigators, Long purchased the gun, a 9mm used in the shootings, legally earlier that same day. The victims were wives, mothers, and spa employees. One man was also killed in the group. Police releasing the names and ages of some of those killed in Cherokee County, along with the sole survivor. Delana Young among those killed. Just married in August, her cousin says Delana and her husband were on a date at the Cherokee County Spa on Tuesday when she was killed. Atlanta police have not yet released the identities of the Midtown victims. As for why the shooting happened, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says Long blames his actions on a sex addiction, and he denied that it was motivated by race.
He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate. And he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
Captain Jay Baker now under scrutiny for that last comment where he says the suspect just had a bad day. After he said that, the hashtag for him started trending, some using it to call out a trend they think is all too common of people showing sympathy for white men accused in these violent, deadly crimes, that he just had a bad day. Meanwhile, investigators say it is still too early to call this a hate crime, but there's no question that in the midst of a spike in violence against Asian Americans, many in the community have been left shaken.
Is there going to be more incidents like this? It could be any other stores. It could be like restaurants. It could be any other business.
Business owners like Ching Xia tell us that they are banding together and calling on elected officials at all levels to bring a change. Later on today, state legislators from the Asian American and Pacific Islander community will be holding a press conference in response to the deadly spa shootings. Local organizations that support the AAPI will join them as well. The event kicks off at 9 a.m. at the state capitol. Let's turn it back on over to Chesley. More on the severe weather threat.
Yeah, we're watching some thunderstorms back off to the west of us over toward Alabama that's now starting to increase in strength. They're headed in our direction. We're going to track those for you and time it out hour by hour in the full forecast coming up. Stay with us.
ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced rating.
Welcome back to the show, folks. I know you're waking up thinking, okay, what is going on? Do we still have a severe weather threat? And yes, we do. Okay, the rain itself, winds starting to pick up, and some thunderstorms out there moving back into the forecast area. Had a nice little line move through the area earlier. That's now off to the east. Now we're looking at what's happening over toward Alabama as they're starting to fire up a little bit more. Now that we're in the warm sector of the storm, our winds now coming out of the south, we're starting to get a little bit more favorable for some strong thunderstorms. Now over here to the west, you can see over toward just to the east of Gadsden now, sliding up toward the northeast. It'll be affecting Rome right now experiencing some rain right now. It's light for the most part, but we'll watch these thunderstorms down here to the south as they continue to push further off to the north. We'll see if they begin to dissipate or if they'll hold on as they cross the border. Certainly it's in this area that we could see an additional 1 to maybe 3 inches of rainfall. So we are under a flash flood watch in this area. Places like Jasper, Canton, Rome, Cedartown, you'll be looking at this flash flood watch until Friday morning. Already got some warnings on some of our rivers and streams up there. And then back down to the south and west as well, we're watching, notice that tornado warning that you see down there? Now just to the north of that, up toward Montgomery, we'll be watching these storms to see if they hold together and make it up toward the Atlanta metro area. Starting to see the lightning begin to intensify as well with these storms over here, so we'll continue to watch that. Speaking of which, we had a lot of damage over here toward the west in parts of Alabama, Mississippi. Here to tell us a little bit more about that is Melissa Nord. Good morning.
And even though, Chesley, that we necessarily aren't going to see the same severity of risk, I mean, look at all these storm reports. I want to show you a couple of the damage reports that we're seeing in video from Mississippi and Alabama yesterday. Look at this. This is what's left of, there's trees there and then a farm where we have sheet metal wrapped around the sides of these buildings and the sides of silos like it is just really a piece of tinfoil or a piece of paper somebody rolled around. So a lot of damage back to the west. Why did we not see the same amount of damage here? Well, it's because we had cool air that was in place. But what is changing? Our winds are picking up, as Chesley was just saying. So we are expecting, with those winds picking up, the potential for a couple of these storms to become strong or even severe. And the wind gusts right now in Atlanta, there's actually gusting above 20 miles per hour, Chesley. Temps have been rising all night. It's a pretty big contrast from what we saw yesterday during the day.
Yeah, timing worked out for us on that. You know, the winds will pick up, as Melissa said, and we're looking at winds gusting up to about 35 miles per hour. So we are under a wind advisory. That'll be around for the rest of the day. That front's still off to the west of us, so we're tracking those storms as they continue to push through. What should be to the east of our area by the time we get to about 9, 10 o'clock. So the severe weather threat has shifted over here toward the east. The Carolinas in particular under that moderate risk. You can see this light green shade over much of our area, which means a general threat for thunderstorms. Here it is, hour by hour. You can see as we time these out, you can see how the heaviest rain starts to move over to the Athens area. By the time we get to 9, 10 o'clock, we'll get some brief clearing in, and then more clouds will come back to us later on this afternoon, but at least we'll remain dry as we head into the upcoming weekend. Let's get a check on the traffic out there with Mr. Crash Clark. How's it looking, my friend?
Pretty good, my friend, right now. Of course, wet roads going to be a problem for most of the morning. We got a couple of ramp wrecks for you. First one's going to be on Covington Highway ramp to I-285 over in DeKalb. The ramp is passable. Same thing here on Highway 78 ramp to Highway 29. Minor delays, if that. The whole east side, though, including the east side perimeter, 78 and I-20, all condition green. We're liking that. Give you a live look. There it is, the east side perimeter. We'll be right back.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. We are still monitoring what's taking place back off to the west of us. You can see those thunderstorms over toward Anniston in Alabama, heading up toward the north and west. That's where we have a flash flood watch that we're looking for. Even back off to the south and west of us, we have a couple thunderstorms, so we're watching. The potential is still there for some severe thunderstorms as that cold front continues to push through our area. Sheba?
It is 5:26 right now. A live look at the Thunder truck as it's making its way along I-85 north into Cobb County, headed toward Gwinnett County as we continue to watch the rain and the severe weather threat. Our crews are out on the roads tracking everything for you. We'll have an update on your forecast in just a few minutes. Stay with us.
Get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the first of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up
Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need.
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level.
Live from Atlanta, Morning Rush starts now. Our neighbors to the west waking up to some severe weather and damage. This is video of what appears to be a tornado in Alabama just looming there in the distance. The storm bringing with it heavy wind and rain. And new video into our newsroom this morning showing the damage left behind from that violent storm. This is in Billingsley, Alabama. You can see the homes there have been shredded, cars overturned, trees down. The National Weather Service confirming several tornadoes did pop off in parts of Alabama and Mississippi. That same storm system pushing into our area overnight, bringing with it rain and thunderstorms. This is a live look at the radar right now at this moment across Georgia. We have team coverage for you throughout the morning as our team tracks the latest weather developments, what you need to know right now. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell.
I'm Francesca Amaker.
And I'm Crash Clark.
And I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. Let's get right to it. I know you're waking up thinking, okay, what is going on the outside? Well, we had some thunderstorms roll through the area. They were pretty strong. It was a widespread area of thunderstorms pushing through our area. Now that's over toward the east, and we're watching for more back off to the west. Over here toward Alabama, you can see where we have a couple thunderstorms now. They're starting to weaken just a little bit as they push up toward the Rome area, for example. But we've already had that heavy rain, and so more rain will just add insult to injury as far as flooding. is concerned. And so we are under a flash flood watch in this particular area where you see these darker greens here. That's where we have some flood warnings on some of our area creeks and streams. So we'll continue to watch out for that. Places like Calhoun over toward Jasper, Canton, over toward Rome, down through Cedartown. We'll have to be on the lookout for that. Another 1 to 2 inches of rainfall certainly possible this morning. And then back a little bit further down to the south where we can see some warnings over towards southern parts of Alabama. That will be moving up toward the northeast. So that could move through the metro area as well this morning, especially what we see here north of Montgomery, right in here. We'll continue to watch that as it continues to push further off to the north. We're also looking out for the winds as well. Melissa Nord is here to tell us more about that.
Yeah, and even outside that threat of thunderstorms that could be strong or even severe, we've got to talk about some damaging winds that could potentially bring down some very small tree branches or blow the trash cans around and stuff like that as we even see the storms clear our area later today. So wind advisory, gusts up to 35 miles per hour will be possible. Let me walk you through this hour by hour. The winds are already picking up. Big difference from yesterday. We have some gusts 20, 25 miles per hour, but once we get into the afternoon, look at this. They'll be gusting above 35. So this is what you need to know beyond the storms today. But Chesley, we got to talk about the timing of these storms coming in from Alabama.
Absolutely. They will be making their way through the area as we head through the morning. I think by about 9 o'clock, those should be over toward the east of us. Our severe weather threat has shifted a little bit further over toward the east. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, and you can see our area under that light green shade just means a zero threat, meaning general thunderstorms. That severe thunderstorm threat will be further over toward our east for today. All right, let's go over to Crash Clark, who has a look at some of the traffic out there. Hey, Crash.
Hello there, Chesley. All right, let's get to the thunder truck because he's out and about. I don't think we'll see a chopper in the sky today unless those clouds clear up a little bit. Folks, it's all about the speed. We've got to watch the speed as we take a look. I-85 heading up north into Gwinnett County. Probably take you all the way up towards 316 and then do a little spin around. But right now, not too bad. But the windshield wiper is going, and the roads are going to be a little on the wet side all morning long. Let's get right to the maps. We just had a wreck, and it cleared so quickly. 285 northbound, right near the North Indian Creek MARTA station. It was just sitting right there in the frame. You still see a little bit of volume on that east side perimeter because of that wreck. But if you're heading into Clarkston, I think you're going to be in pretty good shape. Sheba?
This is breaking right now. Residents woken up in the middle of the night to this. Huge flames tearing through their apartment building. Dozens out of a home this morning. Just a terrible sight. Joe Ripley joining us live from Northwest Atlanta outside the Darren Village apartment. Joe, I understand there were some rescues that happened as well.
That's right. This is the last thing that residents here at the Darren Village Apartments wanted to wake up to. We're on Harwell Road, just off MLK, Northwest Atlanta. Gives you a sense of where this all happened. Fire crews responding at 3 o'clock this morning. Let's show you that video, which is just incredible to look at. Massive flames just raging all across the roof. We understand there was heavy smoke when fire crews first got here, and this building just enwrapped in flames. People were still inside, actually, when this fire broke out. Some folks were even trapped on the first floor, according to fire officials. 2 people had to go to the hospital. They're suffering from minor smoke inhalation. In all, about 10 to 15 at least displaced from their homes. The Red Cross, we understand, is assisting them. We spoke with one woman who made it out with just the clothes on her back.
It was just like the flames went real fast. It went real fast. It spread it real fast.
And what were you able to make it out with?
Nothing. Just my life and my kids.
Tears welling up in her eyes, very visibly emotional. Shawanda Backley was there. The cause of this fire remains under investigation, and crews expect to stay here until about 8 o'clock this morning, monitoring hotspots at these apartments, now rendered a total loss. Sheba.
Joe, thank you. We want to go back to our weather coverage now. Mara Sirianni joining us live again from Clayton County. Mara, many people are wanting to know what things are looking like in our area. You know, we're the window of the world, if you will, here. The severe weather risk threatening parts of Georgia still. So what are the conditions where you are?
Well, fortunately, Sheba, things are looking really good down here in Clayton County. This is an area that we were watching, but unfortunately, that means I don't have much to show you right now. You can see behind me the roads are wet. When I got here at 4 o'clock, we did a live shot. It was pouring. 4:30, it was raining too, but things have tapered off. It's still kind of windy out here, and of course, we're monitoring conditions, checking in with 911 dispatchers. No reports of any issues right now or localized flooding. It did pour earlier, so there could be some spots where you might see that in lower lying areas, but no real main main issues out there. I wanted to mention our weather app. This is going to keep you covered this morning. You can watch the radar in real time. Make sure you turn on your alerts. Good stuff there, of course, will have you keep you covered throughout the morning show. Last thing I want to mention, the good news for Clayton County schools is that they are still virtual. So if it does pick up later this morning, kids, buses won't be on the roads.
All right, Mara Sirianni in Clayton County for us. And the storms, severe ones, have been rolling all across the south for several hours now, some of them leaving behind extensive damage. Liza Lucas is tracking it all for us this morning. Liza, what are you seeing so far?
Well, definitely Alabama, Mississippi, those names popping in headlines all across our feeds this morning. They really bear the brunt of that severe outbreak of storms we saw yesterday. Just some of the images coming in, so many pictures of ominous skies, and in some cases really capturing the funnels, the rotations that were popping up throughout that area of the southeast yesterday. This one video right here captured by an Alabama deputy. You can see that funnel cloud definitely clear right there. And I want to give you a closer look at this picture because at first glance I had no idea what this was. I thought it was a transformer box because it was posted by line crews in Alabama. Take a closer look right here. That is actually a boat that has been whipped around a tree. It's suspended in the air. Just a reminder, as crews were making their way yesterday, of some of the damage that was being seen. A lot of cleanup underway. Power outages still very rampant in the Alabama-Mississippi area. I was seeing tens of thousands still without power this morning. And at one point yesterday, we actually saw the University of Alabama, Tuscaloosa. Those kids have to shelter in place. That one of the videos circulating online as well, just seeing those students hunkered down. So this is a lot of what we've been tracking throughout our feeds this morning. Chesley, definitely a sign, a lot of the damage that people are having to deal with, and of course now the cleanup.
Yeah, they had that warm atmosphere over them yesterday, along with the moist conditions. For us, we had that wedge over us, which helped protect us. It held on yesterday. That's why temperatures were only in the 50s. And so as those storms moved closer to our area, they began to dissipate just a little bit. We're watching them fire back up just off to the west of us here. There's a cold front right here. That will continue to move through. So we still could see some strong thunderstorms push through our forecast area. That tornado threat is now very low. Now the severe weather threat shifts over toward the east, as you can see. We have a 0 out of a possible 5 over us for today. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, but you can see over toward our east, that's where it starts to intensify a bit. So over the Athens area, you're under a level 2, which is a slight risk for severe weather. It turns into an enhanced risk once you get over toward Augusta, and then further over toward the east, you're looking at, again, that enhanced risk for severe weather. But that doesn't mean let your guard down for this morning. Again, a couple thunderstorms will be around the area that could produce some gusty winds. We do have a wind advisory out there, as Melissa told us about. Winds anywhere between 20, 25 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 35 miles per hour. Okay, so we want to keep you connected to any severe weather. You can do that very well by going to our, by downloading our app. Simply just tap on the gear icon at the top right of the screen there, select your notification settings, and then make sure your severe weather alerts is toggled on. You can also choose to receive almost any critical warnings in your area, the advisories, watches, and warnings. And of course, make sure you always click your notifications on your device to make sure that's set, and we'll start receiving those alerts if any happen to pop up in your area.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right before I went to sleep, I checked my 11Alive weather app to make sure I was all right in Sandy Springs, and well, I kind of wasn't. All right, folks, there it is, the Thunder Truck out and about on the roads. Just took a nice little ride up 85, heading in towards Gwinnett County. Now we are back into town, 75, right around Moores Mill. Roads look a little drier there. That's the good news. Don't get too used to it, though. We've got a few more showers going to be popping up, and all it takes is just a little bit of that moisture to mix with that oil on the roads. And again, it's all about watching your speed. Let's get to the maps real quick. This is going to be a little bit tough to see there on the right-hand side of your screen. That's 75 northbound down in Clayton County, approaching Forest Parkway and I-285. There's a lot of construction out there. That's why we're seeing those brake lights as folks make that transition. And somebody's coming in on the red eye. Sheba?
5:40 is your time. Still ahead here on Morning Rush. We have new developments in the deadly spa shootings. Why the suspect says he headed to those businesses to kill.
Plus, they said they would not, but now they are. The IRS is extending the tax deadline this year. How much longer you'll have to get your documents submitted
isn't erased,
so that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Welcome back to Morning Rush with meteorologist Chesley McNeil, Francesca Amaker, Crash Clark, and Sheba Russell.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage. The man suspected in the killings will not have a court appearance today. The Cherokee County Clerk of Courts telling us that Robert Aaron Long's court appearance has been canceled. No reason given. Authorities say the 21-year-old confessed to the killings that left 8 people dead and 1 critically injured on Tuesday. The majority of the victims, Asian women. Investigators say Long told them it was not racially motivated and that he saw these businesses as, quote, temptation when it came to his sexual addiction. The shootings taking place at 3 separate spas, 1 in Cherokee County and 2 in Midtown Atlanta. The deadly shootings remain under investigation. Multiple law enforcement agencies investigating this one. And this is new this morning. The spokesperson for the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office under fire for comments he made during a press conference and an anti-Asian Facebook post. Captain Jay Baker said yesterday that the shooting suspect, Robert Aaron Long, was, quote, pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and that Tuesday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. Many criticizing his comments as inappropriate and insensitive. Well, after his remarks, screenshots surfaced of a March 2020 Facebook post that prompted anti-Asian t-shirts from his account. The post came to light amid concerns from some Asian Americans, many in the Asian American community here, saying that authorities are not treating the spa killings as hate crimes. Captain Baker is also getting backlash for saying the shooting suspect had a bad day. Again, just to reiterate that point.
Turning now to the coronavirus vaccination going down right here in our state happening today. Governor Brian Kemp will be visiting Chatham County, and he's going to be going to one of the vaccination sites there. It's one of the 5 vaccination sites set up in Georgia. All right, so here's some important information that you need to know with this one. That includes the Delta Museum and Habersham County fairground sites, which will now open at 10 a.m. Officials say the threat for potential weather is pushing back the opening. So make sure you check your location before today when you head out. Meanwhile, Governor Brian Kemp is set to visit a vaccination site in Chatham County. As I mentioned earlier, it's one of 5 new state-run sites in the state that opened this week, and that brings the total number to 9. The governor's office says the added sites will nearly double the number of first dose vaccine shots available every single week. And good news for taxpayers still needing to get their taxes done. The Internal Revenue Service is pushing back the tax deadline by 1 month to May 17th. And the delay will give you more time to prepare prepare for your income tax returns and pay the IRS any money that you owe. It also gives the agency more time to process returns after sending out another round of stimulus payments under the recently passed American Rescue Plan. The IRS says they've sent out 90 million payments. But keep in mind, even if the IRS gives you more time, state taxes in most cases are still due by April 15th. Sheba, over to you.
Fran, thank you. We have been tracking severe weather for you all morning long. Right now, there's still a risk for some storms rolling through over the next few hours. Jerry Carton's joining us live in Cobb County. Jerry, how are things looking where you are?
Good morning, Sheba. We are still waiting for that second round of rain to make it our way. We have been without rain for about an hour and a half now. Can't say dry because the roads are saturated here. We are right off of Barrett Parkway here in Cobb County, but without rain for about an hour and a half. Of course, we're expecting more rain to move in here in just a bit. I did check with Cobb County Dispatch to see if they had any problems from that first round of storms that made it through overnight. They tell us that they did not experience any major issues, no street flooding or anything of the sort. Of course, with the ground saturated and the wind expected to pick up, we could experience some problems a little bit later this morning. Because of that, Cobb County schools have decided to go all remote this morning. They did not want children out on the streets with the potential of severe weather coming their way when they would be on their way to school. Cherokee County is also going to go to remote learning this morning. So that's the situation for now as we wait on that second round to make it our way.
Thanks a lot for that report, Jerry. 5:48 is the current time, folks. We're still dealing with the wet weather that's on the outside, as you can see. Still got some thunderstorms to go. Now, these were a little bit stronger over here toward Alabama, but you can see as they're pushing in toward Floyd County right now, starting to lose a lot of its punch. Not seeing many lightning strikes associated with it, or at least as many that was back off to the west, which is another good sign for us here, but you still got to deal with some of the flooding up in this particular area. So we'll continue to watch that. Some very heavy rain pushing in northern parts of Cedartown, which is under that flood watch that I was telling you about. In fact, let's take a look at it now. Flash flood watch remains in effect through 8 a.m. Friday. Already starting to see some of the minor flooding taking place on some of the area creeks and streams up here. Calhoun, Jasper, Canton, over toward Rome, Cedartown as well. That's where we have the watch. We have to at least watch where we've had that rain pushing through that area. Yesterday, we had a lot of heavy rain up there. Saw some through the overnight, and so we'll continue to watch that for you. Then back off to the south and west of us as well. We're watching for these thunderstorms. This cluster here, you see it's a little bit stronger down to the south. We've been watching what's taking place just to our west, and you can see where that's starting to lose some of its punch as well. That will continue to push up toward the metro area. So even though you're not experiencing rain right now, let's say in Roswell, that rain will come back to you probably within the next, let's say 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even a flash of thunder, a flash of lightning or thunder as well. We only have one county in the tornado watch area, which means we're watching for the potential for tornadoes. That threat is further down to the south of us. You can see Upson County still in that watch. That will last until 7 a.m. We also have to deal with the winds as well. So we still have some threats around our area. Here to talk more about the threats that you can find is Melissa North. Good morning to you.
Yeah, even outside, Chesley, of these storm threats, we're talking about some other threats later today as the storms clear out and we actually bring back a little bit of sunshine. So storm threats.
All right, so we don't have your mic. All right, yeah, make sure you turn your mic back on for us. All right, we're looking at, she was talking about the storm threats. All right, the winds itself, the winds up to about 25, 35 miles per hour. The gusts will be as high as 35 miles per hour a little bit later on this afternoon, so we'll have to watch out for that. All right, so here is the front, the area of low pressure. You can see that counterclockwise spin that's heading up toward the northeast. It's dragging its cold front through our area. It's still off to the west of us, so we still have the potential for a couple thunderstorms to be in the area as it pushes through. Now, not nearly as strong as what we saw just back off to the west. Don't have to worry about that. And again, our tornado threat has been shifted further down to the south of us. This is going to continue to push through, and you can see where the Storm Prediction Center has shifted the moderate risk, at least, well over toward the east of us, over the eastern portions of the Carolinas. You have that enhanced risk that's around that for much of South Carolina and into southeastern portions of Georgia. The slight risk extends over toward our westernmost counties. Athens is included in that. That's a level 2 out of a possible 5. Level 1, a little sliver there. That includes Gwinnett County up to Hall County as well, and then the rest of our area under a 0 threat for any severe weather, just general thunderstorms expected here, okay? And so a lot of that we'll see by the 9 o'clock hour. That'll start to move over toward the east. We'll probably start to pick up in strength as well, especially as we head toward mid-morning and into the afternoon as they get in on some of that daytime heating. Meanwhile, out to our west, we begin to clear it out. You'll notice we'll get some sunshine in here as we head into the afternoon. It'll be brief because more clouds will move right back in. So we're going to wind up with mostly cloudy skies as we head into the evening, the overnight going into Friday as well. Mostly cloudy skies. You may get a stray sprinkle or two. That will be it. And then we'll start to gradually clear it out as we head into the weekend. In fact, the upcoming weekend, first weekend of spring, but it'll feel like fall. 57 degrees will be happening. Will be the temperature on Saturday. Sunday, we're looking at 61 with the skies clearing out. Remember, you can download our weather app. We'll put up a QR code right now for you. And you can also point your phone. If you turn your camera on, you can point your phone to that QR code. It'll walk you through the steps of downloading our 11Alive app. All right, let's go over to Crash Clark and get a check on the roadways out there. Hey, Crash.
Hey, Mr. McNeil. All right, things have been pretty quiet. We've been enjoying it, but the Thunder Truck is out and about for a reason, and you could see that windshield wiper slapping out a tempo, keeping perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. That's a real song I just said there. That's not bad on the roadways there. Good news is GDOT out and about 2 days ago, clearing those drains so we wouldn't see any saturation on the roads. Looks like it's helping us right now. We just took a ride up 85, took a ride all through downtown. We'll keep things going for you, folks. More coverage coming up. Don't go away.
And fun. Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic.
Welcome back to the show. We're looking at that rain ending by this afternoon. I think we'll get a little bit of sunshine in here before more clouds come back in. In fact, mostly cloudy skies for us on Friday, but at least dry. Maybe a stray sprinkle or two. 61 will be the high temperature. Look how cool we are to start the first day of spring. 57 degrees for the high on Saturday. Sunday back to 61. We're looking at mostly sunny skies. The QR code is right there on the screen, folks. I'm going to give you a minute to get your phone out. You can just point it right at that QR code and then follow steps to download our 11Alive app.
All right, folks, this is just happening right now. A live shot from the Sky Tracker. In fact, nobody else really on the scene here. That's a car fire that's developing 285 eastbound right around New Northside Drive. So folks that are making their way from Cobb County over towards Sandy Springs, watch out for this. It's off to the right, but I promise you crews are going to be blocking a right lane or two in just a few seconds. All right, as we continue to track your traffic and weather for you all morning, we want to make sure that you're prepared. Download the 11Alive app for all those updates.
And all of the school delays are scrolling at the bottom of your screen right there. We'll be back with more Morning Rush. Stick around.
All but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the first of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
With all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive Storm Trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The Storm Trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another.
Live from Atlanta, Morning Rush starts now. We're continuing to track severe weather on this Thursday morning. We watch some thunderstorms move in overnight, but the threat is not over for Metro Atlanta. Our storm trackers keeping a close eye on several watches and advisories, including a tornado watch for one South Georgia county. This is the same system behind several tornadoes in Mississippi and Alabama. The damage is extensive. Take a look at this video here. One possible tornado being blamed for ripping off a roof in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Back here in the metro, we've been seeing a lot of rain. This is video out of Floyd County. The rain pummeling our photojournalist windshield. Good Thursday morning, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell.
I'm Francesca Amaker.
I'm Crash Clark.
And I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. We have crews all over the city trying to find any damage, and we're going to let you know that if any damage happens to take place, of course, maybe in your neighborhood. We got team coverage again to show you all that. But first, we want to get to the forecast this morning, so let's get right to it. The radar showing that we do have some rain. It's heavy in some spots as well. A couple thunderstorms around, but mainly down to the south of us. Now, we were tracking some thunderstorms over here to the west. You can see over toward Alabama where we had numerous lightning strikes, but as they moved into our state, begin to subside as far as the lightning strikes go. But we still have that heavy rain out there, so we're still continuing to watch that. Now, because of that heavy rain, there is the flood potential. We have a flash flood watch remains in effect up here to our far northwest. Places like Calhoun, Rome, down through Cedartown and Polk County. You got Jasper also into Canton and Cherokee County as well. Another 1, maybe up to 2, maybe even 3 inches in some spots. See these darker greens here? That's some minor flooding taking place already on some of our rivers and streams. Back to the radar, it shows back off to the west of us, south and west, we are looking at the potential for more severe weather. I think a lot of what you see down here, so over there toward Dothan, see that severe thunderstorm warning? A lot of that will stay to the south of us. What's up here to the north near Montgomery will start to slide through the city, so more rain will be coming our way, so we'll continue to watch that. One county, as Sheba mentioned, still in the tornado watch area, which means we're watching for the potential of a tornado. That's Upson County, Thomaston included that. That will last until 7 a.m. Here to tell us about more threats is meteorologist Melissa Nord.
Yeah, and even outside of that potential with the tornado watch there, we could see a couple of damaging winds that could be in most of these thunderstorms below severe criteria, maybe only 40, 50 miles per hour. We're also going to see heavy rain, but these storms move out of here pretty early this morning. Then the rest of the day, we got to talk about the winds. Right now we have some winds that are gusting at times 20 miles per hour, but later this morning, wind advisory goes into effect for our entire area at 11 o'clock. We're going to see some wind gusts this afternoon that will be in excess of 30 miles per hour. Let me show you this hour by hour. Once we get past noontime, look at these winds starting to pick up. They could be 30, 35, even locally higher than that. So some things will be blowing around even after, Chesley, these storms clear out of here.
Yes, and I think we'll get a little bit of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. Take a look at this. Our forecast track model shows that rain pushes over toward the east of us by about 9, 10 o'clock. Notice the clearing that's taking place on our model. You may get a little bit of sunshine, but it's going to be short-lived. More clouds will rotate in around that area of low pressure that's sliding up to the north, and so it'll be brief, but I think that sunshine will help to boost our temperatures up this afternoon to around 68 or closer to 70 degrees, so we have to watch out for that. That's that brief clearing, and then with mostly cloudy skies later on tonight. By 4 o'clock, we're looking at 68 for a forecast high today. Cooler air coming our way as we head into the weekend. We'll talk more about that in the full forecast coming up. Crash Clark, how's my ride?
Yeah, it just got pretty bad on that top end perimeter. Unfortunately, Sky Tracker froze up on us, but I'll explain what we're looking at right here. This was a car fire that we just started watching. In fact, there was nobody on the scene, just this car burning off to the side of the road, 285 eastbound, right around New Northside Powers Ferry. Unfortunately, there go my maps. 285 eastbound, New Northside Powers Ferry on the top end perimeter. So folks that are traveling from I-75 over to Sandy Springs, this one's going to get you because crews are now arriving and they're going to block 2 right lanes. I got brand new trouble on the downtown connector northbound near Edgewood. I'll get to that one in my next report.
We're staying on top of breaking news out of northwest Atlanta this morning. Firefighters battling a huge apartment fire overnight, even rescuing a couple people trapped inside. The flames lighting up the night sky. Joe Ripley joining us live right now. Joe, let us know where you are. And I also understand that you spoke to some of the people affected. They are just trying to digest all of this. It just caught a number of them by surprise, sounds like.
Absolutely. It's the last thing anyone would want to wake up to, their house on fire and flames, the smoke coming in, and them trying to find a way out, knowing that they might just make it out with the clothes on their back, and that's all. And that's exactly what happened this morning around 3 a.m. when this fire broke out here on Harwell Road, just off MLK Drive in northwest Atlanta. You can see behind me the fire trucks still on scene monitoring some hot spots here, but as you take a look at this video, you can see just how scary and intense these flames must have been for the residents inside at the time. There were folks still inside, some sleeping when fire crews got on the scene. They noticed heavy smoke. Some folks, as you mentioned, were trapped there on the first floor. A couple had to go to the hospital after suffering from some minor smoke inhalation. In all, about 10 to 15 people at least displaced without a home. The Red Cross now assisting them. There's also extensive damage to the building. Earlier this morning, we spoke with one woman who is now left to start over once more.
We've been here not even a full year. You know, so it's like kind of hard to be trying to do so good and keep everything afloat. I have my grandson here now. I'm taking care of him. So for us to just lose everything, my kids didn't even have shoes on their feet.
Shawanda Bagley there, a resident looking for another place to live right now. She said if it wasn't for her son, she would not have made it out. He alerted them to get out of the house once he heard that beeping noise. We're told fire crews will stay on scene until at least 8 o'clock this morning to, again, monitor those hot spots. But again, this building is now rendered a total loss. Sheba.
Just so terrible, Joe. In the blink of an eye, they don't have a home. Thank you. We want to get back to the severe weather threat for parts of the metro. Mara Sirianni live south of the city in Clayton County. Mara, we heard from Chesley talking about a wind advisory in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. Wind gusts picking up. I know that you're feeling some of that in Clayton County.
Sheba, I was just going to mention that wind advisory. So wind has definitely picked up in the past hour and a half or so. Later, it could kind of blow your deck furniture around, could cause some minor power outages. The good news, though, things are looking pretty good right now. I just I keep checking in with officials here. No major issues out on the roads. However, I did see on Facebook that fire and EMA here in Clayton County, they did post a warning that the roads are wet. And of course, we've experienced that too. You see behind me a little bit of glisten on the road there. Nothing too bad, though. Nothing too crazy. It was kind of raining on and off about 20 minutes ago. So I think you'll kind of see these pop-ups possibly throughout the rest of our show. Just take it easy out there. There won't be any school buses on the roads here in Clayton County. But again, this is a weather situation that we're going to be monitoring throughout the morning. Things are looking good right now.
All right, Mara Sirianni, thank you. We want to turn to Liza Lucas now with more on the pictures that people are sharing on social media and some of the most staggering, astounding pictures coming out of Alabama and Mississippi, where several tornadoes have been confirmed.
That's right. We understand crews are going to be out today. Of course, cleanup will continue, and they're going to be assessing a lot of the damage and evaluating, as you mentioned, and determining those tornadoes hitting down. But Mississippi right there, Alabama really hit hard. This is a look at Hale County, look at a neighborhood that was really hit hard by some of the severe storms that moved through the area yesterday. And we want to give you a closer look this morning right here. A scary sight actually caught on camera in Mississippi. Check out that funnel, a massive funnel cloud seen sweeping through Lincoln County. That's just south of Jackson, Mississippi. Meanwhile, in Alabama, here's another video to show you what appears to be a tornado crossing a highway near Billingsley. Officials, again, expected to be out in the field today assessing the damage. Cleanup continued, but we are just seeing a range of photos popping up across social media this morning. A look at the aftermath of those storms throughout the area. Again, Mississippi and Alabama really taking the brunt of what we saw yesterday. Sheba.
Liza, thank you so much. And the 11Alive storm trackers are here to prepare you, not scare you. So be sure to download our 11Alive app to get severe weather alerts sent straight to your phone. You'll also find a list of school closings and delays there, as well as scrolling at the bottom of your screen.
We are continuing to track some showers moving through our forecast area. Started out as thunderstorms just to our west, but started to weaken now as they're pushing a little bit further over toward the east. So we'll continue to watch that. In fact, our severe weather threat is shifting over toward the east. See that moderate risk, that red area there over toward eastern Carolinas. For us, well, we're looking at just a general threat for thunderstorms for the metro area, just to the east over toward Athens, though. That's a level 2 out of possible 5. Slight risk for severe weather. Crash.
All right, one thing about your traffic, this had to have been the fastest car fire that I've seen cleared in my entire career. 285 eastbound, New Northside Drive, right as you make your way from Cobb into Sandy Springs, this thing was fully engulfed. Crews got on the scene, blocked 2 right lanes. As you can see, everything is completely cleared. Wow.
Ahead here on Morning Rush at 6:09, they are wives, mothers, and friends. Memorials popping up outside Metro Atlanta salons for the victims of a shooting rampage. Now a community is in mourning and asking for change.
And why a sheriff's office official is now facing backlash over his comments about the shooting and the questionable images he posted in the past on his Facebook.
And the lousy weather could have an impact on some people hoping to get vaccinated this morning. We've got the details at 6:45.
Right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue.
Breaking news just into our newsroom here. A 1-year-old girl is now missing following a car theft in DeKalb County. Police say 2 people stole a vehicle with Royalty Grisby inside. That's the little girl's name. It happened around 2 a.m. when the driver tried to make a food delivery on Harvestdale Court in Stone Mountain. It's apparently happened when the driver got out of the vehicle, and that's when the thieves got inside the vehicle and took off. The vehicle is described as a maroon 2010 Nissan Armada with the tag number RWWW4748. If you see the vehicle, call police. A court hearing canceled for the man accused of killing 8 people at 3 different Metro Atlanta spas. 6 of the victims are Asian women, a fact that's igniting fear and grief in the Asian American Pacific Islander community. 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long was expected to appear in front of a Cherokee County judge virtually this morning, but it has been called off. No word yet on when it will be rescheduled. Investigators revealing new details about what led up to the attacks. They say Long's rampage on Tuesday extended nearly 30 miles from Cherokee County in Ackworth to Midtown Atlanta, and he may have kept going. They say he was headed to Florida to commit similar crimes before he was arrested in South Georgia. Investigators say Long purchased the gun used in the shootings legally earlier that same day. The victims were wives, mothers, spa employees, and friends. Police releasing the names and ages of some of those killed in Cherokee County, along with the survivor of the attack. Delania Yon was among those killed. Just married in August, her cousin says Delania and her husband were on a date at the Cherokee County Spa on Tuesday when she was killed. Atlanta police have not yet released the identities of the Midtown victims. As for why it happened, the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office says Long blames his actions on a sex addiction, and he denied that it was motivated by race.
He apparently has an issue, what he considers a sex addiction, and sees these locations as something that allows him to to go to these places, and it's a temptation for him that he wanted to eliminate, and he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
So Captain Jay Baker, who you just saw there, is now under scrutiny for that last comment where he says the suspect just had a bad day. And after he said that, the hashtag for him started trending, some using it to call out a trend they think is just all too common, people showing sympathy for white men accused in these violent, deadly crimes. Meanwhile, investigators say it is just too early to call this a hate crime, but there's no question that in the midst of a spike in violence against Asian Americans, many in the community have been left shaken.
Is there going to be more incidents like this? It could be any other stores. It could be like restaurants. It could be any other business.
Business owners like Ching Xia telling us that they're banding together and calling on elected officials at all levels to bring change. Later today, state legislators from the Asian American and Pacific Islander community will hold a press conference in response to the deadly spa shootings. Local organizations that support the AAPI will join them. It kicks off at 9 a.m. at the state capitol. And 11Alive will continue to follow this developing story, bringing you new developments as soon as we get them. You'll also find updates as well as our previous coverage anytime on 11alive.com. Let's turn to Chesley now with more on this severe weather threat.
Yes, we're looking at some thunderstorms in our area, continuing to track those, and the winds are starting to pick up just a little bit. We got crews all over the place. In fact, right here in Cobb County, that's where we're going to find Jerry Carnes, who's standing by, but to look at some of the conditions out there. Jerry, rain is heading back your way pretty soon.
Right, and stronger winds, we understand, and the wind has definitely picked up here over the last half hour. We had been experiencing what I would describe as a cool, steady breeze. Now the wind is gusting at times and definitely picking up. I wouldn't say it's at a concerning stage at this point, but definitely the wind is picking up. And with the rain that moved through earlier, we've got wet roads, we've got a saturated ground. So as the winds pick up, certainly there would be concern and a risk of downed trees and possibly power lines. So that is the situation in Cobb County. Out of an abundance of caution, schools have decided to go to remote learning. That's the case with Cobb County and Cherokee County just north of here. They wanted to do that to keep kids off of the roadways as more rain and wind moves in here. So we are keeping an eye on this, Chesley, and we'll continue to do that, bring you any updates.
All right, thanks a lot, Jerry. Really appreciate that. There are other schools that are delayed or having virtual learning today. You can find that right there at the bottom of the screen, and you can go to our website, 11alive.com. All right, take a look. We do have clouds for the most part. Like Jerry didn't see any rain, but this is the rain I was talking about, just pushing in. Here's Cobb County here, so that's coming right toward Jerry. So he's nice and dry now, but he will get wet. A couple of thunderstorms over here to the north and west. You can see this nice little line here, right along I-75, just north of Calhoun, but extends all the way down into Rome. Just a few lightning strikes associated with it. It did weaken as it moved across the border from Alabama into our state, but that's still more heavy rain coming down, which will lead to some flooding. We are under a flash flood watch in this area. Calhoun, Jasper, over toward Canton and Cherokee County, Rome and Floyd County, where I just showed you the rain, and also down towards Cedartown. This will last until 8 a.m. Friday. Already starting to see some minor flooding on some of our rivers up there in that particular area. Also, what's taking place back over here to the west as well. Now, the severe weather right now is down here to the south, and no doubt a lot of that is zapping some of the energy from these storms that were forming over toward Alabama, now pushing into our state and weakening as they move further off to the north and east. So we'll get this round that will push through the area. A few moderate pockets and some heavy rain around. You may get a clap of thunder or two, but those winds will pick up. Now, even after the storms move through, we'll still be looking at some winds. Here to talk more about that this morning is meteorologist Melissa Noyd.
Yeah, and some of those winds, Chesley, could easily be gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour. So even if you don't see a severe thunderstorm from these moving through, it is going to be gusty later today. So wind advisory for everybody. Right now, we already have some of those winds that are starting to pick up, and at times are gusting about 20 miles per hour. As we go into the rest of the day, we can expect them to gust 30 to 35 miles per hour, picking up in the late morning through the early evening. Chesley?
All right, thanks a lot. We are looking at a front. It's back off to the west of us that will continue to push through. The severe threat really has begun to shift more toward the east now. Okay, as that front moves a little bit further over toward the east, we'll get into the daytime heating, and it's these areas over here that will experience the hefty thunderstorms for this afternoon. This tan area here is an enhanced risk. Look at that moderate risk. That's a level 4 right there over the eastern Carolinas. For us, well, we're looking at a slight risk. That's a level 2 over toward the Athens area, so we'll watch that as that front continues to push over toward the east. The Atlanta metro area and further west, you're looking at just a general threat for thunderstorms, and we'll have those around for this morning. By about 9 o'clock, that shifts to the east. Notice the drying already starting to take place. It's going to be drying briefly for us during the afternoon. We'll get some sunshine in here. That's going to help to boost those temperatures up just a little bit. I'm thinking right around 68 degrees, maybe up to 70 in some spots before the clouds rotate right back in here. We'll have mostly cloudy skies through the overnight going into Friday. Some spots seeing a little bit of sunshine early, but mostly cloudy skies will be the call for the day on Friday. Most of us will remain dry, but you see the models trying to crank out a sprinkle or two. We'll give it about a 20% chance or less to see the showers. Other than that, we'll keep the clouds around, but we'll gradually clear it out as we head into the weekend. In fact, by Saturday, we're looking at partly sunny skies. That's the first day of spring, everyone. We're looking at 57 for the afternoon high. It'll feel more like fall, but we'll gradually warm it up as we head toward the latter half of the weekend. Sunday, 61 with mostly sunny skies, 67 degrees by Monday. And then by Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have a low chance for the rain with those temperatures approaching the 70-degree mark. Time now for a check on the traffic. Mr. Crash Clark, how's it looking out there?
Not too bad, my friend, actually, with so many reporters and resources out on the roadways here. It's all right that the choppers don't fly. We've got the Thunder Truck, and they are on their way. Should be at this car fire, 285 eastbound, right around New Northside Powers Ferry. The only thing is they're not going to encounter a whole lot. They cleared the scene so quickly, I think they just left the burnt-out vehicle off to the side of the road. We'll get a look at that in just a moment. As you can see, the roads are not bad and a little bit on the dry side there, but don't get fooled into a false sense of security. Let's get to where this car fire was on the maps. You could see it up top, 285 East, right there, sitting off to the right. No delays from 75 into Cobb County. I'll take that. New trouble, though, on the connector northbound. This is near Edgewood Avenue. They're trying to move this off to the right. But as you can see, just a little touch of yellow indicating a little bit of volume as northbounders make their way around the Grady curve. All in all, though, we're holding pretty steady for the rush hour. We'll be right back.
Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street-level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. The storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush, weekdays, 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with verified.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Right now, 21 states, including Georgia, are suing the Biden administration over the Keystone XL pipeline. The lawsuit claims President Biden did not have the authority to revoke a permit for the pipeline. The president signing the executive action on his first day in office as part of his promise to combat climate change. Now, the planned pipeline would carry oil from the Canadian tar sands into the U.S. The oil industry and Republican leaders slam Biden's move, saying it would cost thousands thousands of jobs. But climate and energy experts say the pipeline would be at odds with U.S. energy needs given the existing oil supply. And Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport will soon have new management. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms says General Manager John Selden will be leaving sometime in April. Selden took the helm of the world's busiest and most efficient airport back in October of 2018. And Hartsfield-Jackson is the state's largest employer and brings an $82 billion economic impact to the Southeast region. Now, Selden's replacement will be named at a later date. Chesley, on over to you.
All right, we are tracking still just a few thunderstorms in our forecast area. As you can see, they're continuing to move up toward the northeast. The severe weather threat is lowering in our area, which is good news, but we'll keep that rain around, at least for your morning commute. Should be out of the way as we head toward the afternoon. Crash?
All right, my friend, I don't know who's working out there on the streets today, but man, they are clearing wrecks faster than I can report them. This one's on the connector northbound near I-20. It was blocking up a right lane. It just rolled away. They're gone. Now it's just some volume going from downtown into midtown.
A live look at the Thunder truck right now. En route to Vinings, Cobb County, our crews are out on the roads tracking that severe weather threat for parts of the metro. Thunderstorms are in the area right now. What you need to watch for today.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
COVID-19 is still spreading in Georgia. Now get facts, not fear, at 11alive.com/COVID numbers. Track cases by county using our interactive map and get the latest health department data. Visit 11alive.com/COVID numbers.
Health experts fear we're just at the start of another surge.
Residents here are some of the first seniors to get the vaccine.
This epidemic can come to an end.
We do have a flash flood warning that just popped up here.
The fallout of this is just beginning.
The bigger questions are the longer legal ramifications.
Morning news should be both informative and fun.
Gone are the days where we're speaking at you. On Morning Rush, we're speaking with you.
So connect with us. Talk to us.
Think of it as a conversation.
Morning Rush weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
Quick, open your phone camera right now, aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Morning news should be informative and fun.
Yeah, and we do that here on Morning Rush with Verify, Connect the Dots, Why Guy, and more.
We love learning about new things and sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up.
Live from Atlanta, Morning Rush starts now. The severe weather threat is not over for Metro Atlanta and our neighbors to the west. Tens of thousands of people in Alabama and Mississippi waking up to power outages and extensive damage. The National Weather Service confirming several tornadoes touched down. This is video of a possible twister in Alabama just looming in the distance. The storms also bringing heavy wind, flooding, rain, and hail. And this video just in overnight out of Billingsley, Alabama, showing some of the damage left behind. Homes have been shredded, cars flipped, and trees down. That storm system bringing thunderstorms, heavy rain, and strong wind gusts to our area, but so far, no reports of any damage. Here's a live look at the radar right now. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sheba Russell.
I'm Francesca Amaker.
I'm Crash Clark.
And I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. Let's get right to it. Folks, we were fortunate that wedge held on, and as those storms moved into our area overnight, they began to weaken significantly. So we didn't see nearly the amount of damage that our friends or neighbors experienced back off to the west. Alabama alone experiencing a lot of damage there. For us, the storms have weakened and are still continuing to weaken a little bit. We do have a couple thunderstorms around the forecast area, especially up here to the north and west. But let's start down here toward the metro area. You can see on the west side of the perimeter, we do have some light rain, but we do have some moderate pockets here and there over toward Douglas County, over into Carroll County as well. You see over toward Carrollton, we do have a few moderate pockets there. No lightning strikes associated with these. Up here further to the north, we got some very heavy rain extending from Calhoun all the way down almost into Rome. That's headed toward I-75, so it's going to be a rough go of it here, at least within the next, I'd say, for a half hour or so as that continues to push further off toward the east. It's in this area right here that we still have a flood watch, flash flood watch in effect. We're expecting flooding because of that rain that's pushing through now, an additional 1 to maybe 3 inches in some spots. Where you see these dark greens here, these lines, that's where we're indicating some flood warnings on some of our area rivers up there. But Calhoun over to Jasper, Canton, over toward Rome, Cedartown as well, we're experiencing some of that flooding. We're still watching what's taking place back off to the west of us as it continues to push through. One county still under a tornado watch, meaning that we are watching for the potential for tornadoes, but I think that threat will be further down to the south of us. Here to talk to us more about the other alerts and things that we need to be aware of in our area is meteorologist Melissa Nord.
Yeah, and Chesley, you're tracking these threats specifically with thunderstorms, but even outside of that threat today, I want you to be aware of what's going to happen to the winds, because as those storms track out of here, the front clears us, the winds are going to be picking up. So we've got a wind advisory for the entire area. Gusts could be 30 to 35 miles per hour. So you want to think about the trash can that might be outside, could be blown around, some small branches as well from the winds that we'll be picking up. Right now, we've had in the last hour a couple gusts about 20 miles per hour, but look at these wind gusts as we go into the afternoon. I'm going to pause things at 5 o'clock. We got winds gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour. Look at that, even in Carrollton, 38. So we'll have some windy conditions, Chesley, later today after the storms.
Yeah, make sure you hold on to your hat, folks. Now take a look hour by hour. It shows that we are seeing that rain shift a little bit further to the east of us. We'll have a little bit of clearing taking place by this afternoon. That may spike those temperatures up briefly before more clouds move right back in. We're going to wind up with mostly cloudy skies, not only for tonight, but into tomorrow as well. Going to talk more about that in our full forecast coming up. Let's go over to Crash Clark now with a check on the roads out there. Hey, Crash.
Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, I think we've gotten a little bit of a break. The few wrecks that we have had have been cleared quickly, including that car fire, 285 eastbound, right around New North Side Drive. It's gone. Thunder truck drove by and said, nothing there. So they just continued on their way. Now they're heading 400 southbound, going to head into the city. Here's something we definitely want you to look at. Look at that water kicking up from those cars that drive by. Obviously, the windshield wipers are going. So we are definitely not out of the woods yet for saturated streets. So as you head out, folks, please be careful out there. Let's jump over to the maps real quick. I want to show you the downtown connector. Northbound had a wreck near I-20. That was quickly moved out of the way. So a little bit of good news for folks that are traveling into downtown. However, I just saw something on the connector northbound right near 10th and 14th Street. Looks like we've got some midtown troubles. I'll have that for my next report. Sheba?
Breaking news just into our newsroom. DeKalb County Police searching for a 1-year-old girl after a pair of car thieves stole the vehicle she had been waiting in. Her name is Royalty Grisby. This all happened around 2 a.m. when the driver tried to make a food delivery on Harvestdale Court in Stone Mountain. When they got out, the car thieves moved in. The vehicle is a maroon 2010 Nissan Armada with the tag RWW4748. If you see the vehicle, please call 911. Also breaking this morning, huge flames spewing into the air after an apartment building catches fire overnight. People frantically waking up to the smoke alarms, the fire alarms, and the sounds of fire trucks as they were forced out of their homes. Joe Ripley joining us live from Northwest Atlanta outside the Darren Village Apartments. Joe, any word yet on a cause here?
No word on a cause yet. Fire officials still working to learn what may have sparked this fire that happened behind me at the Darren Village Apartments here on Harwell Road, just off MLK Drive. But fire officials can tell me that they noticed the fire when they first got here around 3 a.m. on the second floor. That's where most of the damage is following this fire, which you can see from the video here. Massive flames raging all throughout the building here, shooting through the roof, really lighting up the night sky here. Again, crews getting here on scene, noticing that heavy smoke as well as the flames. Some folks were even trapped on the first floor when fire crews first got here. 2 had to go to the hospital due to heavy smoke inhalation. About 10 to 15 people at least have to find a new home. They are out of their homes this morning, having been displaced after this fire. The Red Cross is assisting them at this time. Fire officials deeming a total loss this building, but for folks, just waking up to this, they are scared, trying to figure out what their next move will be. We spoke with one woman who has to start over again after just making out with their family and the clothes on her back.
It was just like the flames went real fast. It went real fast. It spread it real fast.
And what were you able to make it out with?
Nothing. Just my life and my kids.
And Shawanda Bagley, they're telling me that her clothes, her kids' clothes to go to school were left inside. Her husband's clothes to go to work were still left inside that burning apartment. If not for her son alerting her after hearing that beeping sound, she says she wouldn't know where she'd be today. Sheba.
All right, Joe, just tragic there. Thank you. We want to get back to that tornado outbreak in Mississippi and Alabama, and the damage there is just really tough to watch, heartbreaking. Liza Lucas tracking it all for us this morning. Liza, I know tens of thousands of folks do not have power this morning. Are you hearing any reports of fatalities?
The injuries, no so far in terms of fatalities. That's something we're definitely staying on top of here at the 11Alive Bridge. But as you mentioned, the damage has just been extensive in some of these areas of Alabama and Mississippi. And the just images really hit you in the gut when you're seeing what people are having to deal with across these areas of the Southeast. A lot of trees on cars, a lot of damaged homes. The reporters in the field there, again, saying in most of these cases, people were able to get out. So that is the good news that I'm seeing on some of the reporters in our affiliates, our NBC affiliates in the area. I want to give you an interesting picture that was actually shown by some line crews that are out in the fields. Obviously, the power outages, a big issue right there. Take a close look right here. I wasn't sure what this was at first glance, but this is actually in Dallas County in central Alabama. They were checking the damage and spotted a boat wrapped around a tree, stuck suspended in the air. Pretty extraordinary just seeing that picture right there. Social media really giving us a picture of what people have had to deal with, and in some cases they're actually showing some of that funnel rotation. A lot of those tornadoes that were popping up yesterday were caught on camera, that making the rounds on social media. Chesley as well.
All right, thanks a lot, Liza. Really appreciate that. Yeah, we did not experience nearly the amount of damage over toward the west of us. Fortunately for us, we had that wedge over the area, so as the storms began to move in, they began to weaken. Now, we're still starting to see a few thunderstorms here and there. Got a couple lightning flashes, especially up here to the far north and west. Over toward the Rome area, had a couple thunderstorms move through. Now it's pushing through Gordon County. We'll continue to head up to the north over toward Gilmer County and Fannin County as well, and then proceed out. We do have some showers, light for the most part, that's pushing into the Atlanta metro area as we speak. Further down to the south is where you're going to find that severe weather moving into southern Georgia, and that severe threat will start to shift a little bit further over toward the east as we head into the afternoon. Here's your forecast hour by hour today. We'll start to see a little brief clearing taking place by the time we get to noon, which will help that temperature boost up just a little bit. Looking at temperatures in the upper 60s, right around 68 degrees will be our forecast high today, but the clouds will rotate right back in. And so by, I'd say about 5, 6 o'clock tonight, we'll start to see mostly cloudy skies and going to hold on to those clouds even as we head into Friday. Should remain dry for the most part, but it sets us up for at least a drier weekend. But at least we get a little time to enjoy a little bit of sun this afternoon, and we can assess any damage that happens to appear in our area. We want you to stay connected to our weather coverage, our severe weather coverage in particular, by getting important warnings and alerts right there to your phone. You can do so by downloading our 11Alive app. Simply tap on the gear icon at the top right of the screen and select the notifications that you want. You can make sure that the severe Weather alert is toggled on, and then you can choose to receive the most critical alerts to you from our warnings, advisories, watches. Of course, make sure you have your notifications on your device. Crash, over to you.
All right, my friend. Couple little problems starting to crop up now. You got to follow the big red arrow to check this one out. That's on your connector northbound, right as you're leaving 17th Street and branching off for I-85, leaving Midtown, heading up 85 towards DeKalb County. This stalled vehicle sitting off to the right with police. Just some minor brake lights in the area. Overall, though, we've been in pretty good shape, but we're going to take you out to Conyers now. Brand new trouble. This one's blocking up a left lane, I-20 westbound near Highway 138. So as you're rolling out of Conyers, that's why you get condition yellow. Still only 19 minutes from 138 to the perimeter. Just drops your speed a little bit. The West Expressway wide open from Douglasville, 13 minutes. Highway 92 to I-285.
Still ahead here on Morning Rush, new developments in the deadly spa shootings. 8 people killed, 1 critically injured. Why the suspect says he stepped into those businesses to kill.
Plus, they said they wouldn't, but now they are. The IRS is extending the tax deadline this year. How much longer you'll have to wait to get your documents submitted?
Issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st of the century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee.
Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the peach trees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you.
Welcome back to Morning Rush with meteorologist Chesley McNeil, Francesca Amaker, Crash Clark, and Sheba Russell.
Welcome back to the show. I'm meteorologist Chesley McNeil. We dodged a bullet thanks to a wedge that set up over us. We had that wedge in the air yesterday. It was very slow to erode. Now you see that warm front starting to slide up to the north. And so we are in the warm sector, but now these storms have weakened as they moved over toward us. Will continue to strengthen as they move east of our area. So the severe weather threat today will be mainly our easternmost counties into the Carolinas for today. We'll get some drying air in here as we head into the afternoon. Brief sunshine before more clouds move right back in. Temperatures will be cooler as we head toward the weekend. Sheba, over to you.
All right, Chesley, thank you. And now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting spree. The man accused of pulling the trigger, killing 8 people, most of them women of Asian descent, will not have a court appearance today after all. The Cherokee County Clerk of Courts telling us Robert Aaron Long's court appearance has been canceled. No reason given, maybe because of the weather. Investigators say the 21-year-old from Woodstock confessed to the killing, saying it was not racially motivated, but that he saw these businesses as temptation he wanted to eliminate when it came to his sexual addiction. The shootings happening at 3 separate spas on Tuesday in Cherokee County and Midtown Atlanta. The deadly shootings remain under investigation by multiple law enforcement agencies. And new this morning, the spokesperson for the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office is under fire for comments he made during a press conference and over an anti-Asian Facebook post from last year. Captain Jay Baker said that the shooting suspect, Robert Aaron Long, was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope, and that Tuesday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. Many criticizing the comments as inappropriate and insensitive after the remarks screenshot surfaced of a March 2020 Facebook post from him that promoted anti-Asian t-shirts. Francesca.
Thank you, Sheba. Turning now to COVID-19 vaccinations here in the state. Here's some important information that you need to know about this morning when it comes to getting vaccinated. Several of the state-run mass vaccination sites are delaying their open today, and that includes the Delta Museum and Habersham County Fairgrounds sites, which will now open at 10 a.m. And officials say the threat for potential weather is pushing back this opening, so make sure that you check your location before heading out today. Meanwhile, Governor Brian Kemp is set to visit the vaccination sites in Chatham County this morning, and it's one of 5 new state-run sites in the state that opened this week, and that brings the total number to 9. The governor's office says the added sites will nearly double the number of first-dose vaccination shots available every single week. And good news for taxpayers still needing to get their taxes done, or maybe you're just procrastinating. The Internal Revenue Service is pushing back the tax deadline by 1 month to May 17th. The delay will give you more time to prepare for your income tax returns and pay the IRS any money that you may owe. It also gives you more time to process your returns after sending out another round of stimulus payments under the recently passed American Rescue Plan. Now, the IRS says they've sent out 90 million payments. But keep in mind, even if the IRS gives you more time, state taxes in most cases are still due by April 15th.
It is 6:46 right now. We've been tracking severe weather for you all morning long. Right now, thunderstorms are moving in parts of our area. Jerry Carnes joining us live in Cobb County. I'm trying to take a close look at your shot there, Jerry, because just a few moments ago, Chesley McNeil said that you would be seeing some rain, but it still looks quiet where you are.
It is raining again, Sheba. The rain is here again in Cobb County. It's a light to moderate rain, but we had about a 3 to 4 hour break without any after that first round of storms came through. Then we had a dry period, and now it is raining again. The wind is also starting to pick up a bit. We had what was a good light, cool breeze blowing throughout the morning. It is picking up slightly, not anything to be overly concerned about. However, as that wind begins to pick up, the ground is already saturated, and there is always the risk of some down trees and possibly down power lines. With all of that in mind, both Cobb and Cherokee County schools are not going to be meeting in person today. Cobb County has gone to remote learning. Cherokee County has arranged it for children to keep up with things online. So that was out of an abundance of caution. Again, second round of rain has reached us, wind picking up just a bit, so we'll be watching it through the day.
All right, thanks a lot, Jerry. Appreciate that. We are looking at, some wet weather. That's what we're dealing with right now. Not a whole lot of thunderstorms to deal with for this morning. We have been fortunate. I know you're waking up thinking, okay, do we have any damage in our area? Very little. I haven't read any reports. Melissa and I have been looking closely to find some around the area, and we haven't seen any as of yet. That doesn't mean we won't receive any, because there's still some threats. Not a tornado threat, not a huge tornado threat for us, but we're still looking at some wind damage as well. She'll have more on that coming up. Right now, we're looking at the rain that's up here to the north, very heavy. You see a few lightning strikes now just to the east of Calhoun. Got that very heavy rain coming down, starting to clear out just a little bit back off to the west, but it's in this area right here that we have a flash flood watch. You can see our northwestern counties here. It includes Fanning, Gilmer County, all the way down to Cherokee County, as far to the west as Floyd County and Polk County as well, down towards Cedartown. You can already see on some of our rivers up here to the northwest where we have some flood warnings there, minor so far, but an additional 1 to 3 inches of rainfall could lead to some flash flooding in that particular area. The severe weather threat now is down to the south, well south of us now, moving into parts of the southern portions of the state, but we're also watching what's taking place moving into the Columbus area, and that could make it its way up to our southernmost counties. See this tornado watch? A lot of our counties have been trimmed back from that, but we still have one left in it. That's Thomaston. So here's Atlanta here. That's our southernmost county here in our viewing area, Thomaston and Upson County. That's still under the potential for a tornado watch. We're watching for the potential of any that form in that particular area. This will last until 9 o'clock this morning. So our severe weather threat is turning to the east, but we still have some other things to worry about as well. Meteorologist Melissa Noyd is standing by with a look at some of those other threats. Good morning.
Good morning. And yes, we have that potential there of a couple storms that could become strong or even severe with damaging winds and that isolated tornado. But once these storms clear out and that storm threat moves east of us into the Carolinas, look at what we got to deal with later today. A wind advisory. So it's going to be turning windy as the sun comes out later. Gusts could be up to 35 miles per hour. This means that, you know, it may not be enough to cause significant wind damage, but it will be enough to where we could see some loose objects that need to be secure. We're hearing some alerts on the thing here. I think that is our tornado watch being extended that's coming in. That's for Upson County. Chesley just talked about until 9 o'clock. So that was the noise you were hearing here. But let me show you the forecast track. We go into the rest of the day. We see those winds gusting up to 35, even potentially a little bit above that miles per hour. So it's going to be a windy day, Chesley. These winds start to lax a little bit as we head into the overnight.
All right. We even get the alerts here. You can get some on your phone as well. Make sure you do that. Also, at the bottom of the screen, you got the school delays and closing that's taking place there. You can also go to our website for that. Now, you want that 11Alive app? We got an easy way for you to do it. All right, we got that QR code. We're going to put it on the screen. Going to leave that up for a little while. Grab your phone. Oh, we don't have it, folks. But go ahead and download that app. Go to the store and download that app. Get your app, and so you can get those alerts like we just got a little while ago. Here you go. The front itself pushing into the east, and so we still have some wet weather, even some thunderstorms back off here to the west that will continue to push through. I think a lot of this heavy rain will be east of us by about 9 o'clock. Here it is. Our forecast track model shows that. And so notice how that heavy rain pushes further over to the east. Some drying will start to take place by mid-morning and into early afternoon. We'll get some sunshine in here that's going to help to boost that temperature up just a little bit. There it is. It just popped up on our screen right there. That's our QR code. Put your phone up there. Put your camera on. Put your phone up to that, and it'll explain to you how to download that easy, and start getting your alerts right now. All right, the clouds will rotate back into our forecast area by this afternoon and tonight. We're going to wind up with mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow and then dry it out as we head into the weekend. First weekend of spring, as a matter of fact. Crash Clark, over to you.
All right, my friend. Holy smoky potatoes. Where do you see this? This is a traffic monster red alert out of Gwinnett County. Now, it's not a wreck. It's just a stall, but they're blocking all lanes to get this thing out of the road. That's a complete standstill along I-85 southbound, stretching beyond 316 all the way down to where this stall sits in the middle of the road right near Beaver Ruin. Trust me, this map doesn't really do it any justice, but 85 southbound is a complete nightmare out of Gwinnett County. Still dealing with trouble on 20 westbound at Highway 138 out of Conyers with the left lane blocked. I'm going to give you one more look out of Gwinnett County, Sheba. That is a mess.
Ooh, it is 6:52 right now. Still ahead on Morning Rush. Amber Alert just issued. That's what we heard here in the newsroom. Police feverishly searching right now for a 1-year-old girl after car thieves take off with the vehicle she had been riding in.
Sharing them with you.
We make the news make sense.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
The Negro people had to leave. They were told to get out.
White only, no black!
1912, all but one issue has been erased.
We haven't had none up here since the 1st century.
What's the importance of making sure this history isn't erased?
So that it doesn't happen again.
Is your morning routine feeling a little routine?
Then mix it up. Morning Rush is different.
It's the fast-paced news you need
with all the energy of your morning coffee. Come see the difference on Morning Rush, weekdays on 11Alive.
Weather can't run from the all-new 11Alive Thunder Truck, a mobile weather center with the power and speed to chase down the strongest storms and bring you on-the-ground conditions. The 11Alive Thunder Truck, sponsored by Landmark Dodge.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the Peachtrees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive.
We're quite the combo.
Weather changes can make or break your day. That's why the 11Alive storm trackers are always watching what's coming next, delivering accessible and accurate forecasts that prepare you, not scare you. For storm trackers, only on 11Alive.
All right, we're still tracking some thunderstorms in our forecast area. The severe weather threat has really shifted further down to the south, headed toward the southern portions of the state. But we still have a threat here, especially with flooding, and the winds are a concern as well. We'll dry it out as we head toward the afternoon. In fact, we'll get a little sunshine in here before it sets. I'm thinking 68 will be our afternoon high temperature for today. Tomorrow, 61. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds during the day. And as we head into the weekend, first weekend of spring, it will be cooler. 57 on Saturday, Sunday, 61.
All right, folks, this goes beyond a red alert. I'm going to call it a crimson or a maroon alert. Look at this traffic along I-85. Now, southbound, the problem's at Beaver Ruin Road. They're saying it's just a stall, but they're holding all lanes to move it. And now we're seeing police try to use those emergency lanes to get down there and assist. Either way, avoid 85 south from as far back as 316 down to Beaver Ruin. Perhaps Satellite Boulevard, Buford Highway, or even Peachtree Industrial Boulevard will help you. But this is a nightmare out of Gwinnett County.
Now to breaking news, just into our newsroom, an Amber Alert issued for 1-year-old Royalty Grisby. She's now missing after a pair of car thieves took off with the vehicle she had been waiting in. This happened around 2 a.m. when the driver tried to make a food delivery on Harvestdale Court in Stone Mountain, DeKalb County. The vehicle is a maroon 2010 Nissan Armada with the tag RWW4748. There are pictures on Twitter of what this vehicle may look like. If you see the vehicle, call 911. And staying on top of breaking news out of northwest Atlanta, an apartment building going up in flames overnight. Firefighters rescuing a couple people trapped inside. Multiple families are now without a home. Joe Ripley has been at the scene all morning for us. He has the latest.
Hey, good morning. At least 10 to 15 people now out of a home after a fire ripped through their apartment as the Darren Village Apartments here on Harwell Road. We'll continue to stay on top of it as the story develops.
Right, Joe Ripley, thank you very much for the update there on that fire, and do stay with 11Alive News online as well. Also, we'll be back with the forecast and your news at 11:30 a.m. as we continue to track all of these advisories and flood watches for the area. Thank you so much for watching.
Mark Dodd.
Here in Atlanta, bad weather means bad traffic. A few drops of rain could destroy a commute. But that's where my man Crash Clark comes in. I go street level, he goes next level. Together, we make sure you get to work on time. Morning Rush, weekdays 5 to 7 on 11Alive. Hey, quick, open up your phone camera right now. Aim it at the screen to download 11Alive's new and improved app. This QR code will take you right to the App Store or Google Play. One simple tap gives you enhanced radar, street-level zoom, and severe weather alerts. It's just that easy.
Atlanta roads are my thing. ITP, OTP, Ponce, Piedmont, all the Peachtrees. Combined with Chesley's street level forecast, that's a lot of tech and experience to help your commute.
Morning Rush.